All right. We are back, folks. Just waiting for all of you guys to come in so we could redo the live with Chapapa TV. And anyone who would like to join the panel to talk about DR and other things. So, yeah, I'm just gonna wait for some more of y'all to join so we could get this live started. I'm gonna drop the link back in the chat. There we go. And wait for Chapapa TV to join.
Yes, sir. We are back.
We are back.
Yes, sir. We are back.
We are back. I feel like my sound is off. It's okay?
So fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I turned the fan off in case, I don't know. I feel like when the fan's blowing, the sound is.
You turning the fan off in DR?
I know. When I start getting a little bit more hot, I'll turn this fan back on. But I just want to make sure. I feel like I can hear you all, everyone better than I did before. So, yeah.
Got
hair. Yeah.
But look, I'm of the opinion that hey, you don't need to be sweating like a runaway slave. So if you need your fan on, you need to go and turn it on. Because I got mine on right now, but I don't know if you can hear it.
You muted. Oh, she talking to somebody.
Oh, got you. Oh, it looks like salami.
It looks like salami and what is it? Yuca.
Yeah.
Salami and ham. I'm sorry, I was on mute. Oh yay! It's in vivo. Oh my god, Mira, it's no dulce. I'm sorry, guys. Every time I'm trying to keep to myself and do a live, these fools bother me all the time. ¿Tú quieres salami? ¿Tú quieres?
Oh, it's all good.
Está bien, es solo agua. It's
eso no es agua, eso es vinagre.
Oh, and it went in my laptop.
Oh, turn it upside down.
Okay, mal.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn off my camera. Gosh, dang it!
Turn it upside down.
Okay.
Un momento.
Yeah, not the vinegar in the laptop. What's going on, y'all? Talk about TV here. 2003. Make sure you guys go check out the channel.
What up?
Dominican Republic living. You know what we do. Santiago, from Pura Plata to Santiago. And from Santiago to Brazil. So make sure you guys go check out the channel. Definitely. Some good content up for y'all. Like this video. Subscribe to Kyla's channel. Shout out to Jaws. You know, Jaws always been interacting with me from day one. This is my first time talking to her, so it's definitely dope. Shout out to you, Jaws.
I appreciate it. Yeah, like it's only a few people's channels I come on, but Kayla is one of them. so
always have bad.
I'm kind of.
Excuse me, guys.
You got the vinegar up?
It wasn't a lot. I thought it was water. It's like it's not. Well, I guess it is like vinegar, but you know, it got on like the mouse part, and then he's like, "Oh my gosh, it's vinegar," and turned it over. But it wasn't like a lot. Like it was dumped. It was just a little bit. I swear if I have problems with my laptop tomorrow, I'm be pissed. Ralphie gives me bad luck.
Oh man.
There's
I got you. Away from me.
There's an iFix here in Santiago.
I should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if it ain't too much, you'll probably be good. But like if it's a lot, my son did that to one of my computers and got there. Like
With vinegar
it,
or
my
something else?
computer slowly just went not vinegar but water, and my computer just slowly started dying. Like the keyboard went out first, and then my mouse pad couldn't work well, and then after a while it just died completely.
If that happens, I'm gonna be a very, very mad female. But
Hmm.
sorry, you guys. Back to our lives.
No, it's all good.
Perdón. So Chapa Chapa TV. Again, welcome. Thank you so much for joining my panel tonight. I've been wanting to talk to you for a minute.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. Anytime. I was gutted when I heard that you were moving to Brazil. I'm not even gonna lie. But I'm happy for you also because Brazil just looks like such a beautiful country. And I'm just, we always talking about, Chapa Pa TV did this live where he was walking on the beach and just telling people to basically, he was in Brazil walking on the beach and he was saying like, do what you want to do in life, what makes you happy. And that's what I'm all for. Like, I see that you're living your life. Chapapa TV, you prefer to move to Brazil now. You did your time here in Dominican Republic. I mean, it was just,
It was great. I
gonna
paid
be
my
living in the
dues.
same city as Chapapa TV.
I paid my dues.
Oh yeah.
Here in the
Yes,
DR. Nah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the DR for that because it taught me to be. If it wasn't for me moving to the Dominican Republic, I'd still be like in a cage where like I'm scared to go out into the unknown, scared to be in a place where I don't know the language or the people or the culture. But so for me, Dominican Republic was just my stepping stone, and I'm ready to get the stepping.
absolutely. Time for something new. Time for new changes.
Mhm.
I completely understand. Do you ever have second thoughts? Do you ever like think, well, I'm gonna miss this about DR. I don't know if I'm ready to move, or you just have made up your mind. You're like, I'm ready for this. Like,
You
I'm
know what? I knew I would probably not second thoughts, probably a little bit of doubt. So to combat that doubt, I like started selling my stuff immediately, even before I knew where I'd be moving to, because it was either gonna be Colombia or Brazil. But I just knew like, all right, I gotta like put action to words. So before I left in April, I hit up Russ. I'm like, Russ, come get this TV now. So I sold him my
wow.
TV, and my TV, if you guys don't know, my TV is like my daughter. Like she's been here from the first day I was in DR. Shipped her from New York,
Wow.
an LG 75 inch. That was my baby. But I was like, all right, if I get rid of her, I'm definitely leaving. So I actually have one of my subscribers coming this Saturday to buy like a majority of the stuff in my apartment, and then my last day is July 5th in Santiago.
You say goodbye. Take that plane.
Okay.
I'm sure you're gonna come back and visit.
Oh yeah. I'll be back. I'm gonna be back in October for the Bad Bunny concert, and then I'll be here like sporadically
Oh,
here and there
nice.
because my VA clinic is still here in Santiago. So come do my little veteran checkups and stuff. So I'll be here, but not often.
Okay. And what can you say, Chapa TV has been the best memories since when you first moved here, especially to Santiago? Do you do you have any? Yeah, like the things that you will miss. There we go.
The uncertainty. I will miss the uncertainty. I will miss the friends I made. When I moved to Santiago like at the beginning of the pandemic. So there was curfew going on. There was places closing early. It was like everybody quedate en la casa. So my fun memories is like going out after curfew, driving around, trying to avoid the police checkpoints and the roadblocks, and it was interesting because things like that I definitely didn't do back in the states, and and just the times I did get stopped by police, giving like 200 pesos, and I was on my way. So definitely some fun moments here in Santiago, just exploring the city, putting my Spanish to use, meeting new people, making new friends. So can't complain about Santiago. Almost moved to Santo Domingo, it didn't happen, but it's whatever.
Okay. And what are the differences that you notice besides Brazil being cheaper? Because I heard it was cheaper than living in DR.
Mm-hmm.
What what are the big differences between Brazil and here in Dominican Republic? That
Well,
you know, like things that you like the things that you dislike when you're like, oh, here in Brazil, this is better than Dominican Republic. Like the differences besides the language, I'm sure the people, obviously, the culture, maybe. Um, yeah, things
I,
like
I,
that.
I don't want to talk about the people yet, but I do want to get into like the ease of things in Brazil. So in Brazil, it's far much more easier to pay for things. And I mean, like, imagine you're walking on the beach, right, in Puerto Plata, and you see this nice little sombrero, or you see this necklace or whatever, and you don't have cash on you because you don't want to carry cash on you. All you have is your iPhone or your Samsung, your cards in the and your wallets in the car, whatever. People literally have card readers like everywhere you go, every single business. It doesn't matter if they're selling hot dogs or keychains, they have card readers. So I literally just leave the house with my phone and my keys and pay everything through Apple Pay. Is
Oh, they got
great.
Apple Pay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, they got Apple Pay. The infrastructure is great. Uber is cheap. Like I've gone an hour and a half away from wherever I was staying, and the ride will cost maybe like $10, maybe $10. Uber's cheap, infrastructure is great in terms of their malls. My problem with Brazil is that I'm a horrible shopper, so I could definitely see myself buying things I don't need in Brazil because the malls are so dope. Like I know here in Santiago you have Blue Mall, you have Agora Mall, you have like those three big malls, but the malls in Brazil alone just like blow DRs away. So definitely the infrastructure in terms of like the subway, the buses, the roads, the malls, the movie theaters. The movie theaters are amazing. Like they got like the IMAX sound, 4D, all this stuff. So definitely like it's more inviting to do more things. Like it's more fun. And especially with the people, because for me in DR is I'm kind of like a homebody out here. But when I was in Brazil, like I wanted to like be outside, be around people because there's literally like pubs on every corner, and they don't care if it's a weekday. People are out there drinking after work or on the weekends, and they're going to like 2 or 3 in the morning, and there's live bands. So it's definitely like a very inviting vibra over there. Yeah, DMR was good.
Okay, I see. Could you, now that you're making that move, could you ever see yourself coming back to DR to live, or do you think it's just now you're just moving on? Like it's just time for something different. Could you ever see yourself relocating back to DR, or do you think it's like you've already been there, done that? It's just time to move on.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking about that today. I was like, yo, would I ever move back? But it would have to be something like I don't know. I feel like it would have to be something not drastic, but like, all right, this could only happen in DR, and that would be after I explored all avenues in my new country. Like one thing that I'm sad about leaving is like the friends that I've made here that live here, and just I know there are more awesome people on the way, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I feel like I'm not the first one. I feel like I won't be the first one who would come to DR, spend a few years, step somewhere else, and be like, "Oh, it's like this over here. It's not like that back home. All
Mhm.
right, come and pack
Mhm.
my bags." So I definitely feel like I would try to be the one to like plant that flag first for like to tell people like, "Yo, come over here." Yeah, DR is great, but let's on to the next up the ladder.
Right. Right. Okay. Wow. And how are the people compared to DR? Nice, just like the people of DR, or would you consider them like more nice?
They are nicer, definitely like more willing to help. I've noticed like they'll help with like the littlest things. Like I've dropped money in the street and like have somebody chase me down before while I was in
Mm.
Brazil. Um, they're like more willing to help. Like, if they see you struggling with bags or to get a door open or things of that nature, it's definitely more nice. Especially if you go somewhere, you ask for help, or you're just at a bar, you're at a restaurant, you talk to somebody. They're very, very nice people.
Okay, I see.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's easier on the brain too, because I don't mean this in a bad way. I was just talking to Jaws about this backstage. Um, it feels different to like to me at a point. I felt like in DR, I've had to start leaving the house guarded. When I say guarded, I mean like jaded for
Hmm.
like I don't want to curse, but like FF games. You know, so just in terms of like, all right, get ready for the hustle, get ready for the this, get ready for the that. Over there, it wasn't really like that. It was,
Wow.
it was more chill, relaxed, and that was inviting to me to be able to like want to step out more, be like, all right, let me go randomly hang out with this group of people or that group of people. Like I have a video where I went to this neighborhood for the first time and I didn't know anybody there. I just went there and was just walking around the street recording, met up with somebody, and it was just like great vibes. And it was a Sunday night. You just see everybody out in the street eating chicken and drinking and singing. It's definitely nice.
Okay. Wow. I'm trying to think another question that I have for you. So you feel like here in DR you're hustled a lot more with people just asking for things and begging than in Brazil.
It's it's not there's begging everywhere. I'm not gonna say in Brazil there's no begging,
Uh-oh.
but as far as like the I feel like here's more get the gringo. Depending where you are, like yeah, you see it in like
Yeah.
tourist areas like Puerto Plata, Punta Cana. But even like when you're living in the cities and you're speaking the language and you try to blend in and you don't wear shorts and you wear hoodies like they do in 95-degree weather, they still, smell the US passport off you and try to get one over on you. And it's hard.
Crazy.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I have to be more aware of like the scam culture going on here. Brazil is able to like relax more. Like I'm gonna tell you a story. Like, so when I use Uber in Brazil, here I have a passcode for my Uber because I've had situations where Uber drivers have tried to rob me here in the Dominican Republic. And then when I use my passcode in Brazil, they look at me with like this hurt face, like, you have a passcode? Can you give me the passcode, please? Like they feel kind of like offended, like there's that type of level of security with them.
Hmm. Interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah. Even when I was sorry about that. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. No. Go ahead. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I think it's a South American type of vibe because even when I was in Paraguay, I didn't feel like I was being finessed all the time. And like Chapapa was saying, like when I'm in the DR, I feel like I got to be on guard. Oh, like, que lo que, hermano? You want this, you want that. Like, it's like, yo, I don't want nothing, man. Like, I just want to chill. And then,
Mhm.
like, it seems like when you go to South America, they got their own version of this, but it's like they're more like, okay, sir, hello, sir. What do you want? What do you need? I can give it to you, and then the price is the price. As like in with VR, it's like, oh, I can do it for this price, and they try to
You
overcharge
got
you.
to
And
haggle
even like
every.
Chapapa was saying, yeah, and even if you speak Spanish, if they detect a hint of an accent, they're like wolves, and they just want to. They know, and they just want to like lock on to something else, like another price. So like, it's good to just be like, hey, I want this item here, and then okay, it's $5. Boom. All right, here you go, sir. And that's all it is to it. It's like no like finessing, no haggling. It's just the price is the price, and you go on about your day. Compared to DR, the price is not the price for gringos, and you got to haggle to get it down to as close as possible to the Dominican level.
Yeah. Funny that George mentioned that because here is like, if you come here, you go to a restaurant. Some restaurants they don't have numbers on the menu. They don't have prices on the menu. That's suspect because then you could literally charge me 1,000 pesos for a little bowl of salad or whatever, or 300 pesos for a bottle of water. Whereas I feel like in these other countries, you know what it is? There's more things in place to like in terms of rules to make businesses not try to do that to people, if that makes any sense.
Makes complete sense. Yep.
Yeah, so like here there's no fear if you go to say the mall, right? And you know Tia just paid 300 pesos for a blouse, but they want you to pay 1,500, and there's nobody here to stop or regulate that. But you go to other stores in these other countries and they don't maneuver the same way. In Colombia is not as much negotiating like in the stores, but when you go to when I went to like some of the markets in Brazil, definitely like the street markets, great quality stuff, and you can negotiate there also. So, and things are cheaper
And did you ever get mistaken for being Dominican, Chapapa?
here.
Yeah.
Hell no, hell no,
So no, everybody thinks I'm Dominican. Until
hell.
I start speaking, like no one, they could tell I'm not. They think I'm Dominican from the United States because my dress and everything. Like they're like,
Me
oh, a
too.
lot of the females don't wear a lot of makeup like me. I never leave without makeup, so they think I'm Dominican from the United States, but I'm like, no, I'm not Dominican. But people do. I didn't know
Oh,
if you were ever mistaken for being Dominican.
and I've tried so hard to blend in just to
Like
like
blend in, yeah,
not
yeah.
be bothered, not get the gringo price, and it'll work now.
Oh
I don't know
wow.
how they just
Even knowing fluent Spanish, right? Don't matter.
yeah, they don't care.
They still know. It's like they still know.
Yeah, they don't care. They're like, now we got you. You ain't from here.
Like with me, they think I'm Dominican until I open my mouth. Like I'm always addressed in Spanish. People ask me questions in Spanish, and then it's not until like I talk, even though I can respond back to them. Like I have that accent because I learned through the college university, like with my Spanish in high school too. Like I have that accent, and then once I start talking, it's like, oh, okay, cool, you can speak Spanish. Yeah, I can see you got an accent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't even care if you speak Spanish. They don't care if you speak Dominican Spanish. They're like, nope, sorry.
I can't stand when I'm with my Dominican fam, and I'm sitting there and like someone approaches me, especially a guy, and they'll be like, just don't say nothing, Kyla. Like, don't say anything. And then someone will try and speak to me, and they'll be like, oh, she doesn't speak Spanish. She only speaks English. And I'm like, you're putting me out there. Like, stop telling people where I'm
Yeah,
from. Stop saying I don't speak Spanish. I don't know why they do that. Like, it's like because they don't want me to talk. I was like, I speak Spanish. Let me speak to the person. I can speak for myself. You guys don't need to make up a lie and say, oh, she doesn't speak Spanish. Yes, I do. She speaks English.
If
So
anything,
when
that's
they
making it worse.
people are more
well,
interested, then
Caleb,
they're more, huh?
That's making it worse. If anything,
Yes, it is. I'm like, he's
yeah,
stupid though. Like, come on, like because and then they, especially when we're in a club scene, or like just yesterday we were out in the compo, like at an outdoor club, and so there were guys approaching me trying to speak, and they were saying that they never left me alone the whole night. They kept coming over. Then everybody was getting frustrated because they're like, this guy won't leave you alone. You should have never said that I was a Dominican. You should have never said I didn't speak Spanish. I would have spoken. I bet they would have kept it moving.
exactly.
Maybe. But I'm just saying, you saying, oh, she doesn't speak Spanish, only English. You're like, oh, there's an American here in the
you're
surrounding
like,
area. Campo,
Yep.
exactly. Ching, I was like, oh my gosh. So that's
Like
just
she got that
annoying.
money.
Yeah. I'm like, don't even look around. Got 1 peso for you,
Yeah.
brother. So
they like, hola, que lo que? I love you.
yes, I love you. Oh, tú muy bella. Like, que tú quieres, que tú quieres. Nada.
¿Qué tú quieres? You marry me?
Yes, you marry me. Sí. Yo quiero ir a
Yep.
Estados Unidos también. Sorry, I don't have nothing for you.
Right?
Like, I can't let anybody in the chat know anything how it goes with the dating scene here in DR. I'm not interested in none of the guys here. They're just not my type. I didn't come here for that. Just came here to be at peace. So for all you females, all my female subscribers, I don't know how that is. I know I've got questions like, how are the Dominican guys? I have no clue. Never ever had a one night stand with one. Never had to fold my legs behind my nothing. Just joking. Nothing. I don't know. Like I don't know, and I've never been curious to know either. So
you're like the third female expat, like I've heard say that you're just not gonna date Dominican guys.
no.
Okay,
Now,
I've seen the opposite.
It would be different. If I was in Puerto Rico, probably it would be different. Because I don't know, the style is just more different. I don't know. It's just, it's not like what you guys see with the females. Like, you have females, they're dressed nice, they have themselves together. I think it's different for females. I don't know. I just don't see what some other female. I know there's some female expats, some I follow, that are married to Dominicans or dating, but I'm just saying I can't give anybody information when it comes to falling in love with a Dominican guy. I really can't.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know about, and I don't think I ever know anything about that, to be honest. So.
I'll say this, Kayla, like my driver that's in Santiago, like when I came there first in 2019, like I met some of his homeboys, and when I came back like a year or two later, like both of those homeboys had American girlfriends, and they moved to the United States. The third homeboy of his that I met, he was still in the DR, but he had an American girlfriend. He showed me the picture of like who she was and everything. So they come to Santiago, and they just like ninjas with it.
What do you think about that? What do you like, Chapapa? What do both of y'all think about that? What do you think that's like? What do you feel about a guy going to another country, an American guy, and meeting an American female that lives in DR? And what do you think? Would you be like, why would you do that? I want to be honest. You know, I'm a down to earth female type of pie. I don't sit there and, you know, I trust me, I'm in the men's zone. Excuse me for you guys who don't.
I know. You cool.
I do not judge. I just like to hear from you guys. Like, what do you think about that? Or, I mean, is it like, why would you go to a country with all these beautiful Dominican women, but meet with an American female, and like, what do you think?
I mean, if there's a connection, there's a connection. But, however, it would not be my first option.
Okay.
You know, I'm like, if I could say like, hey, you know, you're dope. I like you, but whatever. But it would be my first option. I wouldn't pursue honesty first. You know, I tried my luck at the locals. You try your luck at the locals, and then if it don't work out, I'll be like, hey, all right, let's go.
I'm like, I'm coming. Oh boy.
Like,
oh wow.
But not because Russ told a story the other night where he was like, it was actually a horror story where he was like, two expats got together here in Dominican Republic, moved in together. I think they got married. They had a kid. And then eventually they was like, hey, you know, this isn't working, yada, yada. We should go our separate ways. And then guess what happened? Two expats. The woman flies back to the States and files for child support.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, you can do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I know for me, like, I wouldn't try to do that. Like, personally, like, if I'm overseas, then I would try to meet what's better in that country. Like, no offense to American women, but at the same time, like, if I'm overseas, I want to meet what's in my target country. if I wanted to meet an American woman, I would stay in America and meet her there. Because just like Chapapa said, you it sounds like you're still going to be subject to the laws and regulations of America if you deal with an American woman. Like I would rather not deal with that. So like yeah, I would rather just just deal with the people in the target country that I'm at.
I'm just gonna be honest, like I don't know. I didn't come here for that. I didn't come here to be like, oh, I'm about to come and I'm gonna be living in DR. I'm about to find me a Dominican papi chulo and settle down with him and live happily ever after. Like that's not my goal. That's not even in my head. I'm not even looking for that.
Not even to be mean. That's like nobody's goal, really. Nobody comes here to say they're gonna date the men here, which is weird because there's like, I don't know how to explain it. Unless, like you said, they into like that one night stand thing or whatever, but it's like the female expats are just like, no, 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 no. Not for dating, not for whatever. It's hard. I definitely agree it's harder for the women, like female expats to date here in DR than it is for men. Or maybe it's equally as hard because I don't know.
No, Dime. Like, what do you see that's equally? Because a lot of females ask me, females back stateside, they want to know, and I can't give them those answers. I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't even know any American females to ask. Oh, how is it with the Dominican guy? There's only one female expat that I follow, and she's married to one. But I'm just saying, people who are living here, like expat, American from the States, who's here and actually living here with the Dominican guy date. I don't know, and I don't know.
I think for females living here, they gotta know like it's not gonna be anything as serious, right? Especially because number one, any female that's living here is bringing in more than your average Dominican man, unless that man is holding their own with their own business. Another thing, if they're terrible with the women here of their own culture, own island, like the machismos or the abusadores or just you.
Which I see.
Now what is it gonna be like for you as an American woman who don't know shiznits about the going ons here or the tigres or the abusadores, all that stuff? So you basically just walking into a dark room and with like nothing but like Snapple bottles on the floor.
Oh
You're just gonna be kicking them over, trying to figure out where you're going or what are you doing.
Like I tell everybody on
my I would add,
I'm content. I'm not a one night stand type of female. I'm very content when it comes to my toys. I don't need to be out here in the street looking for Dominican guys to please me, and like I just keep it moving. I say hello and keep it moving because I know some guys here that are like, do you have single friends in the States who don't mind going through the whole marriage process for them to go over there? And I'm just like, wow. And I'm like, well, let me show you a picture of my friend, like just to see what they'll say, because these be like, decent guys. And I'm like, let me show you a picture, and I could just pick out a photo of somebody, even I don't know them, and I just show them a photo, and this girl could be but just ill, like nobody, and then people like, oh, okay, she's fine, and I'm like, instead, you have to be joking. You have to be joking, and it just shows like how desperate a lot of them are. I know they want a different life. I know they don't make a lot here. I know a lot of them are hard workers. They would make a lot, to the United States to bring in. But it's just like, how do you go through that whole marriage process to be with anybody, no matter what? She could be in a wheelchair. They don't care. And I'm not being funny.
No, you're absolutely right.
Like she could be in a wheelchair and they don't care, and be freaking 50 years old. They don't care. It's just getting over there to the States to have a different life.
Yes. And that's correct. I would say you have to think about it from their perspective and unhinge your mind from the American perspective, to where to them, they only make like what, $300 to $400 a month. compared to like, okay, any American can walk in on a lot of jobs and make 3 to 4 times that a month, depending on your location and your education. So, I mean, to them, it's like, fuck it. If I'm going to get over there, get this bread, I'll sling some dick, however I need to do it, eat some pussy, whatever I need to do. And then after that, like, after a year or two, or maybe 3 or 4, they
Now,
gone. And your point that you was talking about, like before with the women, I don't think a lot of women are on that type of time to where, like, outside of a sexual encounter, like for the most part, a lot of them don't want to like be a provider for a man. So it is what it is. But as for the men coming over there, like they do what they got to do. They clap the cheeks or eat the pussy like they got to, and then get the objective filled.
And we were having a chit chat about that last night, just with my Dominican family, and they were saying how a lot of their friends who left Dominican Republic and a lot of them relocated to, they were single guys and they relocated to, let's say, for example, between New Jersey and New York. They were single. But another interesting thing about them is that when they relocated to the United States, whether they were in New York, New Jersey, Florida, wherever, they ended up marrying a Dominican chick. And there are even some of them that even if they're living in the States for like a long time, a lot of them who live in the States even fly back to Dominican Republic
to get that lady they left behind.
Exactly. Or a female or looking for someone that way they could marry and bring her back to the States, which I found very interesting. Because to me, I always think like, ooh, once a Dominican female or a Dominican guy is able to go to the United States, they're definitely going to look for a different, like someone of a different nationality, whether American, I don't know, maybe Asian or different, like Cuban, Puerto Rican. But I never ever, I don't know why I thought that they would go there and marry a Dominican. So I found that kind of like, I found it interesting. Like they look for
like Russ said one time, shout out to Uncle Russ, they're nationalists, so they will stick to each other even if they hate each other. I just did a live Saturday night with 2 Dominican ladies.
I saw a little bit of it, but I was working, so I didn't get to catch the.
And you need to go catch that because they drop some stuff where it's like it'll make you like rethink, especially for you guys coming down here to date, hoping to find something serious. They said a very interesting point. A lot of times here you hear that things about Dominican men or lo que sea, whatever. But then in the video, I was like, hey, would you prefer a Dominican man or a man from other race, or would it be a problem for you? He was like, no, would it be a problem? Pero, here in the DR, there's always a pero. Pero, and then they started like, but the Dominican man knows what I am and this and that and the culture, and just to teach that to somebody else. So basically, it's just like this kind of, it's not even a melting pot. It's just a George Foreman grill at this point. It's just like, no, it's one dimensional. Crab in a barrel, and they just, like Russ said, they're nationalists. They'll stick to each other. So if they do it here, they'll do it in the States also. So that doesn't surprise me. I have a friend, actually, she's a female. I'm trying to get her on the channel, do an interview with me, but she's a little bit ashamed by her situation. But she was fighting to leave the DR to go to the States. It worked out for her. Got married, had a kid, now is in the Bronx, and guess what? She's crying like, oh my God, I should have listened to you. I told her don't go. She's like, oh my God, I should listen to you. I hate it here. It's so expensive. The people are so mean. I'm going through hell. I'm going through court. It's too expensive. It's not worth it. My life is better in the Dominican Republic. I'm working at McDonald's. I don't know what the hell these Dominicans are talking about that go to the States and they work at McDonald's and they're doing this and that and they're sending money back. It's all a front. It's all a front, but they don't care. They don't care.
I be telling, I know it's like, oh, I want to go there and live a better life, but I'm like, it's rough in the States. I know y'all saying it's rough here, but it's rough. Exactly. Like things are more expensive. I'm like, do y'all look at the news? Do y'all see what's going on over there with the gas? And now what they're saying, like they're running out of food in some stores and all types of things. I was like, you guys will at least need to be working probably like 3 or 4 jobs in order to make it over there. And I know a few Dominicans also, Chapapa TV, who are on this 6-month visa, work visa. I have 2 friends from Santo Domingo who they went to school in Santo Domingo, went to university to learn English and went and studied something. And then they're on a 6-month visa where they're in New Jersey at the moment. They did one summer, before COVID, they did 6 months in Arizona where they just sat there and they just worked in like a corner store, a regular like corner store. And now in New Jersey, they're just working in Walmart. I mean, yeah, they're making more than that what they were making in Santo Domingo. But what my friend Jose was saying, he's like, damn, by the time I've paid my phone bill, paid for the rent, did this, he's like, it's like I have hardly nothing left.
Taxes.
And I'm like, and you guys be sitting there and thinking like, oh, I'm about to make this buku money when I get over to the United States. I'm gonna be rich and I'm about to have this nice car and I'm about to have this big house. And I'm like, okay, you keep thinking that. Like, I want you to go over to the States and get a piece of what it's like to live over there. And then you tell me, and I want to see if you have that big car and that big house and that nice car and all these things that are in your head, these dreams, because that's all it is a dream. It's not reality. It's what you want. It's what they're seeing on social media. And you go over there, I was like, you're going to struggle. You think you're struggling now, like you're going to struggle. And a lot of them don't have any education background. A lot of them that are talking about this. And I'm like, do you even have a resume? So if you go and you apply for a job, what is it that you've done where you can get this job? You know, and me coming from a military background, oh, I'm going to join the military. You can't just go to the United States and join the military. Because if that was the case, everybody would be joining the military when they go, move to you can't, that's not reality. Like, it's impossible. You can't do that. So again, it's just not knowing. It's just, and then, I mean, they have family over there, like, that can't send money and like help them with things like that. So I'm like, you see your sister can't help you. You see your aunt can't help you. You see you have family over there that's living between Florida, New York, because everybody has family in New York. And I'm like, they're not sending you no money. They can't help you. So what does that tell you? They ain't making buku money. They living in one apartment or one room apartments with like 4 kids. Same thing over here.
Oh wow.
3 cousins.
Yes. Everybody's living.
They don't care. They don't care. It's ignorance at a point. They don't care because they hear the stories from Dominicans that live over there and regret it. They hear the stories from Americans that move down here. I'm like, yo, why do you think so many Americans are trying to escape the country? And they don't care. I'm like, all right, so go over there with your 1-line resume and no speaking English. You're gonna go to Nantucket because that's where they all go. They all go like, I trabajo en Nantucket. Nantucket is like the little Dominican Republic off the Massachusetts coast.
Yes.
So they go there and do whatever it is, but they think Nantucket money is great because people come back during Semana Santa or Christmas and they blow 8 months worth of savings in like 3 days, especially for Christmas, and then they go back and then they're gonna cry like they're telling you United States is great while tears are running down their face. Like, oh, I'm making so much money, or look at me, you see, I rented this Wrangler for 3 days because I'm working in the United States. So they're selling like false dreams, false narrative.
Yep.
It's ignorance, and it's now at a point I don't feel bad. I just laugh. I just laugh at them whenever I hear somebody. Oh yeah, I'm going to go to the United States to work. Like, oh, I'm going to the United States. More money over there. Okay. Yeah, I just laugh at them.
Like, we're not lying.
And the thing is, like, the thing is, like, they always go to the more expensive areas of the country. New York, Jersey, Miami. It's like these are all more expensive areas. Like, and you do have some that go to Orlando here in Florida, but that's still more expensive than where I live in North Florida. And you don't see them up here like that. You see the Mexicans up here in North Florida, but Dominicans, they got these certain spots that they like, and they don't leave there. Because I notice when I fly to the DR from like out of Miami, I see more Dominicans there than anything. So the cost of living is so much higher. And then just like you guys said, when the cost of living is higher, then they only make so much. Like hell, they got to say 8 months to a year to come back home once a year, and then like be just like the expats and be balling on a budget, and then they gotta leave because shoot, they can only take off like 1 week a year or something because of the type of job that they
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I mean, I'm like, why would I sit here and lie to you? Why would I sit here and lie if everything was so great in the United States? I know it's like, some people, it's like they don't want to listen to what's said. They have to see for themselves.
Mm-hmm. And
have.
then even
Because
if
it's
themselves,
like,
they won't admit that you're right.
Mm-hmm.
and not only that, they believe in the American dream, which like, okay, you can come over here, you can do X, Y, Z, and then you can make a lot of money. And then
Yeah.
what they should realize is that a lot of Americans don't make a lot of money. Like
Yeah.
on a global scale, it's a lot compared to developing nations, but in America, is really not that much because the cost of living is so much higher compared to other countries. Because if I made like what I make now in America and brought it over to a developing nation, I would be considered a very rich man, and I wouldn't want for anything. So that shows you the difference of what it is. But a lot of people in these developing nations, I got to get to America. I got to do it. I got to do it. And then even like my driver that's in Santiago with his homeboys, they both said that like the money is great over here, but the life sucks compared to DR because it's more like family oriented, and people cared about each other. Like over here, it's just all about the bread flow. So you got to take your trade offs.
And that's an annoying thing too, like you have brought up when you were saying about what you have brought up, Josh, when you were saying that they think like everybody is rich in the States, everybody has money. I'm like, there's poor people too, and I've had to show video footage of like they're poor.
Yep.
Look at all these people living in tents in here, Skid Row, like all these people. I'm like, you think these people are not rich? Like I have people in my family that struggle. Like
Right.
a lot of people struggle in the United States. You're not going to go over there and you're not going to be rich. You're not going to become a millionaire. So I don't know what people are telling you. I'm like, are any of your
Exactly.
friends millionaires? Are they all? And they never could give me that answer. So I'm like, so what makes you different? Especially a lot of them don't work here. I know a lot of people who don't. They're not able to get a good job. They can't find a good job. Like,
Or they don't want one.
there you go. Chapapa TV said, or probably just don't want one. I'm like, oh, why aren't you? When are you gonna go to work? Oh, cuando Dios
Exactly.
quiere. Like when God wants me to. I can't find a job right
They
now.
use God in the same breath to screw you over.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man.
Si Dios quiere. I'm like, no, it's if you want. It's not God's decision. It's what you want to do. So you're just gonna sit around and wait for God to do a miracle and give you a job or give you this or do like that's just one thing that I don't think I don't understand. I'm just like, oh wow, okay. No, it's just yeah.
Yeah,
Can everybody
some
hear me?
people believe that, and then like I I can hear you from my end.
Okay. Someone put in the chat no sound. Yeah, Mar did. So I wasn't sure what happened with that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
But it seems like the comments that are coming in, people can hear you.
So as far
It
as
seems like.
oh, go ahead, Josh.
Oh, I was just saying it seems like the comments coming in, people can still hear you, so it may be little
Oh,
like stuff on this end.
yeah, I was just making sure people could hear me on my end. But Josh, have you ever dated anyone from the DR?
I just had some short term type of stuff, but like nothing long term. Like I would say my best results have come from Santiago. Like
Okay.
Santo Domingo, not really. But yeah, my best results are coming from Santiago. More chill people there, more people that are willing to open up and talk to you and deal with you on that level. So yeah, I've met like people who didn't work all the way up to a woman that was an attorney. So
Mhm.
like, I mean, it was a very good time there for me.
Okay. And I mean, I haven't said anything Chapapa TV, but um, let's sit in here talking about the females in DR. Do you think it would be the same case for the females? Would you say in Brazil?
No,
Oh no, so
no,
complete difference. Do you
no,
think that females in Brazil are more trustworthy than the females here in DR?
definitely.
Ah, very
I
interesting.
would even go a step further to say if you took your time and let's say Colombia and you looked in the right places, you could find a female more trustworthy than here in the DR. Because I
Wow.
was just talking to Jorge about this today, and like George said, there's just like a big hole, and in that hole was supposed to be like intelligence, and like when,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to like dating or knowing how to be with another person, there's a lot of intelligence that's like.
That is so interesting. I don't know. I don't know why I expect you to be like, oh no, definitely, similarities between the two. But for all of you guys in the chat, hey, you guys are getting some good information tonight. Like Shapapa just said,
Yeah,
between DR, Colombia, and Brazil, it's the difference between the women, you know?
yeah, and I was only there
Yeah,
for like a month and a
like I've
half.
never been to Colombia.
Just from what I seen alone, and like from me watching afar, and from me like being up close and personal, it's the difference is literally like summer and winter.
Wow.
Nice.
Hmm.
You do need to know the language though, definitely. That's wherever you
Mm.
go, but definitely like in terms of how they treat you, how they approach you. Like women over there in Brazil shoot their shot, and I love it. Like they will shoot their shot. I love
Wow.
that energy. But definitely more of the like appreciative term. Like they're more curious about you and not like what you have. As in terms of here is like you talk to somebody and then within 10 minutes all of a sudden the fridge isn't working, or the
Right.
grandma that was dead 10 years ago is dead again. It's just like it's a different type of culture, especially when it comes to dating over there. From what I can see.
Mm. Very, very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say in the DR too is like that. Even after you're intimate with someone, it's like, oh, papi, tengo problemas, and then they tell you problems like, oh, I need. I said the grandma is sick and all of this like, other kind of stuff, and it's like, oh man, it's like really like. And when I was in Paraguay, it wasn't really like that. I didn't really run into any scammers. A lot of the women were like, okay, you're here. What's up with you? I like you. I want to see what's up with you more. That type of deal. Like it was a little more genuine compared to DR. It was like, well, what it do with that paper? So they really more paper oriented. I would say that.
Hmm. And you also said, Josh, that you lived in the Philippines, or you've not lived in the
Yeah, I
Philippines.
visited there. I didn't live there like long term. Yeah, but like with the Philippines, I would say like it's a two-tier type of thing. Like with a lot of the women online, you did meet as many, to me, in my experience, you did meet as many scammers as you would in the DR. But when you have boots on the ground, it's like that went like down a lot. Like I didn't see as many scammers. More women were genuinely like, okay, hey, I see you're a foreigner. What's going on with you? like how long you here, what do you do? Like they were really like more into you and what you do as a person compared to oh in the Philippines, oh I need load from my phone. Can you send that to me? Or the
Mm.
same thing as Chapapa was saying with the grandmother or a family member that died like 30 million times and like they need some money for that. So it's like it's similar online in the Philippines compared to the DR, but when you get boots on the ground is a lot of that bullshit goes away.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. I'm just going down reading some of you guys' comments. The great says God never told them to be a fool or lazy. Very true.
Mhm.
Very true. Bruce, Life of the Party Travel says DR woman asks for money like crazy. Yeah,
They do.
that's what I was told. And I think I said on my last live too, like I have some Dominican friends, and you best believe when I was back in the States, not just recently, this was like during COVID, I think. I had a few of them reach out to me asking me for money.
Hmm.
And these are people I know. Not saying that I didn't
Damn.
believe them, but I didn't send it. Because I'm like, if you didn't know me, what would you do? And I wasn't
Right.
being mean. It was just like, you have a way of getting what you need. You have a whole man that you live with, a whole Dominican man. Just saying. They had kids and stuff like that, but I'm like, you guys were good when I was there. I know everybody's going through rough times during COVID, but it was just like, I couldn't. I couldn't. I was like, if I was there, like, what was I saying? I was like, I'm gonna be there because I was there during COVID when they were having like the toque de queda and everything like that. I was like, I'll be there in a few weeks. I'll help you when I'm there, but I'll go to the store and I'll buy whatever you
Hmm.
need for the baby. But I wasn't about to go send no money to nobody. Like, absolutely not.
Right.
I'm just not doing it. Not saying I didn't trust, but it's just like you just never know. You just never know. So just saying it has happened to me too, not just to the fellas, but to me also, with being asked for money, from females. So yeah,
I,
everybody has to be.
hey, and Kayla, I have this thing where okay, let me know when you finish.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, she froze.
You hear me?
Joss, you
Oh, I hear
Joss.
you now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hear you, Chop Papa.
All right, cool, cool. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, like I know with me, like if this is my own motto, if you done something for me to help me out while I was down in your country, now I help you out. Like my driver down there, like he helped me out a lot because I was sick one time, my last time in the DR because I had some bad ice, and he was like, he used this little bit of cash to get me a few antibiotics to help me get better. Gave the cash back to him, and then the rest of it and shit, like he asked me for something one time. Like, now I'm not going to send him like $100, but my
Mm-mm.
personal limit is like 35 because I know what you can do over there with $35. So like okay, it was like okay, bro, I can see you 35. I'll send that to you, and then he was like, okay, thank you, and then I'm not expecting that back, and that's something I can afford to lose, and that's what a lot of the expats in the Philippines say. Like, if you loan somebody in that target country some money, expect that you're not going to get that back. So lend
Mm.
what you can afford to lose, and that's what I did. It was like, okay, shit, like I can give you 35, and like he said, like, hey man, that helped me get through a few days. Like that's what's up. I appreciate it. Boom. Like no harm, no foul. So like that's how I do that. Like any country I would go to, like that would be my limit. Like $35 is like okay, I know what y'all can do with $35 compared to what I can do with it. So like make it work.
Right.
Yeah, he's right. The other day I had
So
somebody
yeah,
hit me up, and you know what? I say this on my channel a lot. I love playing these type of games. Like I just love it. It's entertainment to me because they think they could play and Pinocchio control. I'm like, yo, let's get it. I'm Michael Jordan when it comes to like the FF games like this. So I put on my jersey. The other day, this chick hits me up like, hey, um, I gotta take care of my mom and blah 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 stuff like that. I'm like, all right, cool, have fun. She's like, yeah, but I need to pay for medicine and so on. I need to get my mom medicine. And they will shoot their
mm,
shot. Okay, people are gonna shoot their shot, fine. But if they know, my problem is if they know I'm playing defense, why would you still try to shoot? Because then it's like at a point, I feel like you're insulting my intelligence, you're
yep,
insulting me, you're insulting my time, you're insulting the very space of data on my WhatsApp by ratting me with your nonsense. So she goes, I need medicine for my mom.
mm,
So me, I'm like, okay, yeah, that shouldn't be no more than if it's you know good medicine should be no more than 1,000 pesos, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm like, so 500 pesos is good, right? She's like, no, no, that's too
mm.
little. Medicine, there are some
Oh hell
medicines
no.
here that cost 10 pesos, 20 pesos, 30 pesos.
Yeah.
And then they're just gonna expect you to send 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 pesos for
Exactly.
medicine. But it's not their fault because there's idiots out there that do it. There's idiots out there that just send $100 for a good morning text, or there's the guys who like pay girls to stay
Oh hell
home to
no.
talk to them and only them because they're insecure or they've never had such a beautiful person ask them if they ate today. It's a lot. So it's not just the woman's fault because where are the women getting the money from?
Tu comiste? No.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
Right? Tu comiste? No. You gonna bring
No
me
tengo
food?
hambre. Yeah.
I always ask him, you gonna bring me food? What do you care?
Exactly. Exactly. Why do you care what I ate today? I get that question all the freaking time. I'm just like, oh my god. I ain't asking you what you've ate, so why are you
Oh
asking me?
wow.
But yeah, yeah, they get you, and it's because so many people do it. You see how many people send money to these women over here, and these women are telling their friends. So it's just, I think it's because it happens so much, and then they spread the word. So then it's like, oh, a gringo, someone from America. I'm about to play this game that my
Yep.
friend played too, to see if I could get me some money. It's sad because there are a lot of good men out there. There are good men out there that are really want to help these women. They're not just doing it just for the sexual part, but it's like they see what they don't have, they see them struggling, and they really want to help them. But it's like, are these women really taking your feelings, and like, do they really care about your feelings, or is it just, oh, I got this money, I'm giving it to my other man to help him with whatever he needs, or
Most of the time they won't even have a other man. I know what's crazy, Kyla. It's like everything you're talking about. I was literally talking about with Jorge today. I was like, yo, we should do a live on how the universe saved us in the Dominican Republic because
mm,
it's literally like situations where like the almighty hand of God just came and just woof, like right on my shoulder out here. But from what you said, it's you really have to go into like, yo, you are a meal ticket out here. Definitely are a meal ticket. That's why I've only had one. I've only had one serious relationship here my whole time here. I was like, nah, you know what? This is good enough for me. I'll pass.
mm-hmm.
And I had Mario on the other night where he was like, and I knew it's not just me because it's like expats going through it all around the island. And then he said something to me that I haven't heard in my entire 3 years living here. He was like, listen, you can't, they hate you when you save them from poverty. Like they hate you. It could be somebody you're dating, it could be somebody you're living
Damn.
with, but the fact that you made their situation better, they hate you for it.
Hmm. Wow, very interesting. And then I be hearing, and I know Chapapa, you probably heard, maybe you have two
So
jazzes,
chopper park.
how
Huh?
some of the men, they give women even here a better life by, let's say if you have like a nice big house here, even a nice big apartment, and you move your Dominican girlfriend, whatever, in with you. Sometimes they're not even happy with that. It's like that's not enough. That's not good enough. Like they either want more, or
To
some, I've
me,
heard some travelers say it's like,
Listen, if you're gonna come down here and you're gonna think that what you do for somebody they're content with, just erase that word out of your vocabulary. The
nope.
word content or appreciative, they don't belong down here. They don't exist down here. Just throw it out the window while you're over the Atlantic on your way to the Dominican Republic because
y'all
it
hear
doesn't
that?
exist here.
Appreciative, that's the word I'm looking. Is, are they appreciative for what you do for them? And you
No,
would think people who don't have a
To
lot,
me, it
who don't
seems
come
like they like
from, would be
struggle
very
love.
appreciative.
they don't because
I
Yeah,
don't get it.
I don't know,
it's
Kayla.
it's
It seems
it's
like
it's it's the it's the mentality. You could come across, any expat who's been here from time. You could talk to YouTubers. There's something called la mentalidad de hoy, the mentality of today, where everything is today. They don't care what you, Kyla, or you, Jaws, their partner for 6 months did yesterday. Yesterday, you could have bought a fridge for their mom. Tomorrow, you could be, paying for their hospital bill. They don't care about that. They're like, what does yesterday have to do with now? What are you doing for me right now? I
Right.
don't
yep,
care about tomorrow. Give it to me now because they're so used to living for today and
Yes.
in
today
a moment.
only. Yeah,
Yep.
in the moment, you could give them the keys, the blueprint to next week, and they'd be like, "What the hell is this? What do I need next week for? I want today." And then when next week comes, they're mad, like, "Damn, what am I supposed to do?" It's like, "Yo, I just tried to help you out 7 days ago." It's it's tough.
Yeah, it seems like they have that Janet Jackson, "What have you done for me lately?" type
Mhm.
of mentality, and it seems like to me they're also addicted to struggle love. Like, okay, yeah, they talk about, yeah, I want this better house, I want this and I want that, but it seems like they're more content in an environment of no more than a medium class Dominican neighborhood or the hood in their city. So
And lately, I've been
I
trying to
would
put
tell
people.
men,
I've been trying to put people on my channel with
yeah, I
like
would,
just different interactions,
yeah,
like even having like women come talk to you. Even like I know a lot of y'all been talking about, yo, chop about, do a live on your one and only relationship here in the Dominican Republic. I'll do it just because I want to help somebody avoid and just to show you just shit ain't sweet as much as you think it is, just because
right,
yo, it's almost like grimy out here. It's kind of New Yorkish in a way because they play on your humanity. So they play on the fact like, all right, if Kyla, right? Kyla's doing good, and I'm a local from here, and me and Kyla are dating, and we live together, and Kyla's doing good. She's not struggling, but I am. I'm struggling, whatever. If Kyla has a good heart, whatever she has, I have. Right? So if Kyla
yep,
is buying herself a brand new phone and I'm still here with my flip Motorola, Kyla's gonna buy a phone because that's her heart and she doesn't want to leave me behind. But doing that here, number one, they will see it as a weakness. They will take your kindness for weakness. Two, they'll be like, okay. So I get this, I get XYZ type of life by staying with the gringo or staying with the gringa. So and this is where the lack of intelligence comes in. So instead of protecting that situation, what do? They get greedy. They try to bite more than they could chew.
uh,
It's kind of like they're putting
Mhm.
everything in their Santa Claus bag to run off, and then that's it. So for me lately, like I've been trying to put people on to game different game on a channel, especially with Jorge because it's weird because I said it the other night for the first time. I'm like, yo, it's weird that you have to plan to how can I put this? It's basically weird that I have to plan to be a certain type of way with somebody and not
Yeah.
take them serious. Like it's like because there's people like I know subscribers who want to come down here like, hey, I want to come down here and start a family, blah, 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 this and that. But it's like you have to tell them like, yo, you have basically have to like, hey, you gotta lower your dreams or shoot down your dreams a little, or hey, you gotta maneuver this type of way. It's weird energy, and it's all because they tug on that humanity around here. Now, Tiny Tim, it's not like majority of poor women around the world because I've met poor women in Brazil, I've met poor women in Colombia, and a poor woman in Brazil would literally cry for $10 that you give them, that you have to basically force them to take. Like I've tried to give somebody $10 because they spent like a few hours with me helping me get my CPF down there in Brazil. And she was like, yo, this is too much. Like, I can't take this. Like, it's fine. It's whatever. I don't need
Mm.
to get paid. I ask paid. I'm trying to give it like $10, like 50 reais. And they won't take that. But here you have to pay somebody to like show you where the salon is or to be your guarantor or just stuff like that. So it's not poor around the world. It's more the tiny town. It's more like the culture mindset, the intelligence. Because Kyle was saying something about, oh, the friends say, oh, this gringo sent me $100. You could get on Tinder and do it too. Nah, it starts in the homes. It starts in the homes up to the point where these moms are sending their daughters out to go get
Yep.
money. These moms are pimping their daughters out like to do stuff for the home, right? Make sure you guys go watch that live with Mario where he was like, hey, he went out on a date with a normal girl, not even a prostitute. They went out on a date, and the girl told him that her mom said, cuando tú sales con hombre, nunca venía a casa. Nunca venía por la casa con manos vacías. The mom said, when you go out and you're going out with a man, never come home with empty hands. And it was a little mini argument the other night on the live, where it's like somebody asked if it was a culture thing. I'm like, yo, I'll stand my ground. It's a culture thing. It's in the culture. It's
Yep.
weird. It works for them. No, it doesn't work for them, but to them it works for them. So I'll leave that alone. But it's definitely a culture thing.
Yeah, I totally agree, Papa, because it's like to me, it's like they're more about the hustle than anything else. So, like, if you're looking at settling down in the DR, you got to be cognizant of that because otherwise, if you're not cognizant of that, and also like learning from the other brothers on here, that should show you how to move. Like like most brothers may want that super uber expensive apartment, villa, or whatever, but if you plan on getting with a Dominican woman, she may like it initially, but then after a while, it's like I don't like this. I like the struggle. I like the grind. I like to show that like I got it out the mud, whatever. So I mean, if you know this, then like I think it would be better just to settle
You cut off jokes. All right, Jaws got some technical difficulties. So, Kyle, I see like your facial reactions to all this. What are your thoughts right now? I can't hear you.
Listen, me, I'm muted.
Okay.
I see. I see these things happen. I hear it. It's like always like different stories. No one here, and just for all of you in the chat, no one is saying that it's not possible to find a good Dominican woman,
No.
or maybe it's not possible to find a Dominican man. No one is saying that. Okay. And you know, when I have these conversations with Dominicans here, and I'm like, well, you know, like how, you know, lying, asking for money, saying someone's sick, and they always say like, no, no, not everyone's the same, not everyone's the same. I always hear that. It's not everyone's the same.
Yeah,
They're not, but it's enough of y'all that are definitely the same.
it's I want to say it's a good 80%.
Exactly.
They always
Like,
say, oh,
I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but I'm gonna say it's hard as fuck. It's hard. It's hard. Like I have Dominican friends who, male and female, who tell me like, yo, like intelligent, like have good jobs, went to school, like, yo, aquí no sirve. And they'll tell you this all the time, like, mira, cuidado tú. They be like, no, don't do this, don't do that, don't talk to that person, don't do that. They be like, aquí no sirve. I've had my homegirl tell me stop after my last situation. She was like, yo, no more Dominican women. She's like, no more women on the island, no more Dominican women here. I'm like, you as a Dominican woman, you're telling me this? She's like, that's exactly why I'm telling you this. She's like, no more. Got my boy that work at Claro. He's like, yo, aquí no sirve, just don't do it. He's always like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. He's married and he tells me, listen, you just smash him and pass him, smash and dash. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. What are you gonna do?
I've heard of that.
Am I gonna argue with the people who were born and raised here about their culture? No.
and then you have some of these guys that are doing the same thing. Some of them are just the Dominicans. I'm saying the Dominicans are here on the line just hitting it and moving on, because these women, they even ask the Dominican, the locals here, oh, what type of job do you have? How much money are you making? So like you see a lot of like single guys, and I'm like, well, where's your girlfriend now? Why are you worried about, you know, if I have single friends, like where's your girlfriend? Oh, the women here are difficult. Like it's like they're just smashing and passing too. The Dominican women are difficult here. Like they want a man who has a good job, who could provide for them, just like as, you know, what they look for in someone who's from Canada or United States too. Like a lot of these women aren't interested. I mean, not saying that a lot of Dominicans don't date, they do, but what I'm saying is, and I'm just talking from when I hear like from the females in La Vega, some in Santiago, like they want a man who's able to take them out and do things with them. Like they want to know if you have money.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have money, you're not interested in the Dominican either.
And it's harder to run the type of game on, not even harder. They wouldn't dare run the type of game they run on American men that they run on Dominican men. Some of them might even get slapped for that. No, really, they wouldn't.
Being serious, chop a bot.
No, I'm being serious. Tell the same Dominican woman who asked you for $100 to fix her fridge or $500 for a new AC. Tell her to go ask her that to the same guy at the command or the delivery man, and then tú vas a venir que ella va a volver con cara roja. She's gonna come back with a red face. Tell her.
Yep.
They don't run that same game. They don't try to tug at the humanity here. Humanity doesn't exist here for the Dominican man. They'd be like, what? They'd be like, vete por la calle. Go get that from the street. Don't ask me. Yo, I was in a gym. My trainer, he's Haitian. He's been here for like, what, 15, 20 years? Even he knows the deal. He's like, yo, if I'm taking a girl out to dinner, she knows what's happening after. And that dinner probably wouldn't cost no more than 1,500, 2,000 pesos. So from dinner, he's like, yo, we're going to the cabana after this. And yeah, so they know, like, they don't play that type of games. They run it on the foreigners, obviously, because why? Americans are more emotional. Americans have more humanity. You know, they know how to tug at your heartstrings. Oh, baby, see, I want to cook for you. I want a family. I want to get married. I want to cater to this so bad. Everybody's bad. Everybody. There's so many red flags that we tend to ignore. Even I ignored. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, yo, I was perfect. I did everything right. Nah, I ignored some red flags, and some flags Other flags definitely looked blue, but they were like red.
Hmm.
So yeah, I gotta be careful out there. Stop sending money.
And I've heard this
Oh yeah.
time and time again. I've even given this information to, people on YouTube because like I have Dominican friends. Sometimes I like slide a little question in there just and they'll be like, oh yeah, so if I had a single friend right now and I introduce you to him, like do you just want to sit and talk with him? What do you want him to do? Oh, the first thing, oh, I'm sure he has a good job and he has. That's not what I asked. That's what the first thing it goes to. I'm sure he has a good job. He makes good money, and it's like, it's just, yeah.
Wow.
I have Dominican friends too that are like, you have any single friends, bring them here. I
And
would love.
it be the recommendations that's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey
I don't know.
Kayla.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm like it's been good talking to you guys, you and Chopper Pop, but I'm gonna have to like head on out and get in the bed because I got to go to work in the morning. But whenever you got another live stream and you got a link to drop down, I'm gonna be here.
Okay. No, it was so nice seeing you. Thank you for joining the panel, Josh. I haven't seen you in a while, but thank you for, joining the discussion up here on the panel. This was good information. It's always, I know this will always be talked about, because people always, it's just good information for people who plan to come and move to DR even to date. Like, I feel like people need to take this information very serious. So no, thank you. Thank you so much for joining in, and have a good night, Jazz. And I will
Yes, it's been real pleasure talking to you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, most definitely to both of you all, and then I look forward to talking to you guys later. All right, y'all have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
And listen, y'all, don't let me scare you guys away from the Dominican Republic. Listen, it's not a one size fits all. It could work for you, could work for others. So
Yeah.
may not work, but like I said,
Yeah.
it's just take experience like very heavily here because most of the time everybody's gonna have the same experience one way or another. It's an island. It's like not much to like avoid. It's an island. So definitely take the experience, listen to these channels and do the right thing.
Absolutely. Let me see what other questions I have for you, Chapa. I would have a lot more if I would known you were coming on my panel. I've had a lot of questions I wanted to ask you. Let me see. And even if you guys have questions in the chat, definitely put your questions in the chat for Chapapa TV, especially because he's definitely a special guest here on my platform. Actually, you guys stop what you're doing and go subscribe to Chapapa TV's channel. He has some good information. Again, Chapapa TV. He's lived here in Dominican Republic. How long did you live here?
3 years.
For 3 years. Okay. And is now going to be relocating to Brazil. Brazil. Yeah. And how is your did you speak Portuguese before you decided to
No, I literally went to Brazil with no Portuguese and I left with more Portuguese than I went with. So I'm taking private classes.
Is it difficult?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Harder than Spanish.
I didn't even think it would be. I thought Spanish.
If you know Spanish, there's some words, but don't see when I was like, oh yeah, if you know Spanish, Portuguese, right? Now I went into Portuguese with a high confidence, and like I came out with like my tail between my legs. It's not easy, but I'm working on it. I think by the end of the year, I should be like good.
Definitely. Okay.
I do speak a little Portuguese. I go hold my own a little, but like if you tell me to go to a bar and everybody's drinking and it's an hour in and you want me to have like a full conversation, understand what's going on,
Mhm. Wow. Okay, let me see Chop Up. Let me see Chop Up Pod TV. I think someone has. Hello.
Yo, finding love.
Hola.
Oh my
Wait,
God, I need you too.
let's see. I'm trying to see. Finding. I'm trying to bring him in. You know who? You know who that is? Chop Up Pod TV.
Kayla.
Uh-huh. No puedo porque en la mañana yo vomita mucho.
Por una tapita de una mitad. La mitad de una tapita. Mitad, o sea, poquito.
Okay,
Cha, cha, cha.
solo poquito.
A mí me gusta.
They're giving me Brugal because I'm not outside with them. So I'll do a shot for me and Chapapa TV
XB.
in the chat. Here's a shot of
XB, Brugal, XB.
¿Tú quieres hola?
Hola, hola, grupo.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Ven.
No.
Él temido, él no quiere
Soy
show
gay.
his face.
Soy gay. Soy
He said, soy gay.
Soy gay. Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Bébete y trago. Que te voy a chivatear ahora.
Muchas gracias.
Te voy a chivatear ahora.
Excuse me for, like I said, I'm always being interrupted. What was I gonna? Oh yeah, I was asking if you had known. But what was I gonna say, Chapapa TV, before I lost my train of thought?
If I knew finding love.
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm.
If you knew, I was trying to bring him in. I'm trying to bring you in, and I don't even know. I just lost my chat and all the comments also. Okay, let me try. I'm trying to do something. It's like all my comments disappeared and everything. I think it's just on my end.
Are you on the private chat or comments?
I'm on the comments, but it's like I only see 4 comments, and I had a list and I can't scroll.
I see all the comments still.
I can't even see all the comments. I saw Finding Love in the background. I was trying to bring him in. I brought him in and then it went back out. So you guys have to excuse me. I'm just gonna bring up the comments. So Kyla, are these women that are in the upper middle class above of Dominican society, or middle class and lower? The one you mean you're talking about my friends? To be honest, they work in like the corner store, like the comados. So I'm gonna say they're lower class. They're lower class women. A lot of them have kids by different Dominican men. So not like a stable home or anything. Nice girls, but I think it's just and you know, Chapapa TV, a lot of the like sex education was not really taught here. Or it wasn't. I shouldn't even say really. Like they don't have sex education here. A lot of the girls that I know, they got pregnant like at a very young age. Like I'm talking about young age, to where a lot of them had to drop out of school. And I don't know. It doesn't. It's like it's normal. It's normal for them.
It's normal, and it's sad. Like it's funny you mentioned that the sex education. I've had to like tell somebody I was with, like, hey, you know, as a woman, you're supposed to go to the bathroom after and, you know, clean up. And like, really? Why? So I definitely understand what you mean by that.
Yeah. It's just like they say, when they're ready to go have sex, they just go out there and they have sex. I mean, I see like the girl who lives 3 doors down from my Dominican family. Her boyfriend is like, he's much older than her. And I'm just like, shouldn't she be focused on school and not this? But it's what the family allows. Some family don't care. If older Dominican boys, and I'm not talking about older like in their 30s, I'm saying at least like the boys like 19, 20, maybe she's like 16 or 17. And they don't care.
You're being nice. It's normally younger than that.
Have you known? I've heard stories of it being younger. I just haven't seen it yet. So Chapapa TV, when you say younger, give me an age. Throw me an age out there. Like the difference between a young girl and an older guy.
It could be 13 to 19,
Hear that? Yeah.
20 to 14.
My Dominican sister of this family, where I'm at right now, she is 30, 32 years old. You want to know how old her husband is? And he's Dominican and they live in New Jersey. Take a guess.
She's 32.
She's 32 years old.
I will say her husband is at least 56.
64.
Oh, I was trying to be nice.
64 years old, which is Ralph's sister.
So when he was in his 30s, she wasn't even born.
They have 2 kids together. They were married. They've been married for, let me see, which they're going through a split right now, because he's just everywhere. He be traveling back and forth here, doing his thing with the woman here. But yeah, and I be looking at my Dominican mom like he's older than my Dominican mom. My Dominican mom is only 56. And I'm like, this guy is like older than you, and you allow. But again, it's a different culture. Like I had a headache thinking about that. How can you like have this big wedding for your daughter who is this age, and her husband right now is 64 years old? Like, I never understood that. I was like, my parents would never. But I could sit there and not understand and sit there and question, and I'm not going to get anywhere with them. It was like, oh, she loved him, he loved her. It was okay. I'm like, that's a whole difference. Like, he's 64 as we speak. He just had a birthday in April. A huge age gap. And they've been married for either 13 or 14 years, something like that. Because they have 2 kids together. The oldest child is Samantha. She's 13 years old.
I mean, congratulations to them. And listen, y'all, that's normal here. That's what Zayd Smooth said. I heard Dominican women have at like 11 or 12 years old, and anybody ready to have kids at that age, you don't have a full life experience to teach your kids. They do. It's like deja vu, or just like, I don't know what to call it, but just things that I've like been talking about recently as being brought up tonight. But just yesterday, I was talking to Jorge about this situation down in Santo Domingo, where this mom and daughter are both on Tinder.
Together?
They're both on Tinder, separate profiles. So this is I kid you not, true story, y'all. True story. I have friends that they come here, travel, do the whole DR experience thing, vacation for a few days. So one friend matched with the daughter, and the other friend matched with the mother. And the mother is like 43. And I think the oldest daughter is 26, 27. No, 27. And the friend that was talking to the mother was like, hey, do you have any kids? Stuff like that. She's like, yeah, I have 2 daughters. And she sent him a picture of her 2 daughters. And friend A showed it to friend B. Like, hey, yo, look at her daughters. I'm going to ask her if you could introduce her. And friend B is like, yo, I'm already talking to her daughter. Like, I matched her daughter on Tinder also. So that's why it says it runs in the family, is being taught at a young age. So the mom is 43, the daughter is 27. Do the math there. But it works for them, I think. Or they think it works. They think it works for them. Whatever it is.
Wow, it's just, that would never happen. My family, it's just, like I said, just a different culture, different way of life here. Question for you, Chapapa.
So where would you go next if you left Brazil? I don't know, but I know I would definitely stay in South America. So I'll probably hit up another Spanish-speaking country. definitely, or Portuguese because at the time I'll have Portuguese. So, but Brazil is huge, huge. I mean, compared to Colombia, compared to DR, Brazil is huge. So I know I will definitely find. I'm looking to be there at least for like at least the next 5 years, unless there's
Oh,
another country that like calls my attention and like whatever, or even if, but I know Brazil is gonna be my base because Brazil's cheaper than DR, and at some instances it's cheaper than Colombia. So for us as expats, rule number one is you always want to go where your dollar is valued the highest. So if I were to leave Brazil, hopefully not. Hopefully I love it so much I won't leave. I
mhm.
would go to wherever the dollar is strongest next. Wherever the dollar is strongest, wherever I could get a grasp of the language, wherever I feel safe and happy. That's number one. Happiness followed by the currency. So I haven't thought about where I would go next if I leave Brazil because I'm in the process of going to Brazil and I'm happy with Brazil.
Mhm. Like I was just telling all of you, I think I had asked Chapapa like in the middle of the live. I was asking him. Well, I just asked him, would he ever consider moving back to Dominican Republic? Once he's finished with Brazil. But yeah, you never know. By that time, he'll probably
I'd
have
visit, but I would visit, but I feel like moving back, I'd be moving backwards because, like I said, Dominican Republic is a stepping stone. For me, for me, it became a stepping stone. Like when I first moved here, I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna be here for like the next 10 years." And then, as you progress and as you go through time, and then when you actually step into other countries for the first time, you see things are like a little bit different compared to home. You're like, all right, cool, it was fun, but I'm ready to graduate and move on.
right. I never even. People do ask me. I've had that question too. I've been asked. How? Oh, Kyla, how long do you plan? How long do you plan to live in DR? And I'm just like, I really don't know. Um, that question I can't answer at the moment. I just say I plan to be here for a while, but as far as the time frame of how many years, I mean, at least a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I'm definitely not going to the States, going back to the States.
Mm-hmm.
If I decide to leave from Dominican Republic, if I'm like, okay, my time's up here, yada yada, got it out my system. I am considering Europe. But I'm not going to go back to England where I'm from. I don't want to move back to England. Definitely
Okay.
not.
Yeah, nobody
But
ever wants to go back to like where they came from.
no, and it's like no sun, no. It's just dreary in England. It rains all the time. Like what you see on the movies is how it really is. So my parents want me to move back to England, but I'm like, I told them I was like, absolutely not. I'm definitely not moving back to England. Mm-mm. No, I need sun. I like hot weather. I love hot weather. I don't want to live anywhere where it's the four seasons. That's where I'm used to living, where they have like summer, spring, fall, winter. No, I like it hot all year round. So, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I definitely probably wouldn't move back. Like I said, when I first came here, like the first year, I was like, yeah, I'll be here like 10 years. I'll buy a house. I'll do this. I'll do that. Probably have a family out here. And then just
Mm-hmm.
as time progressed and I went to other places, I was like, you know what? Thank you, DR, but other places calling me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm very, at first when I heard, I was like, oh, crap. Like, I wanted him to be my neighbor. I wanted us to play video games together and go out and club.
Yeah, you got here too late. You got here too late. You know what? You probably
And he
could have
kept
saved me
asking
from
me,
moving.
he kept asking, when are you going to be here? Where are you? I was like, I'm not in the States. I'm not in the States yet. Because I was like waiting for my son to, finish his graduation, waiting up to finish his last few months of school. But he did keep asking me. But I'm like, dang, right when I'm about to come, Chapa does a live talking about I'm relocating to Brazil and da da da. I was like, no. I was like, oh no, but I was happy. You were just so happy when you were talking about it, and you just seemed so relaxed. You seem like you're in your happy place when you're doing lives from Brazil, especially the day that you were walking on the beach. Like it just looks so beautiful, just the scenery and everything. And I was just like, wow, that looks so nice. Like who could give that up? You know, you just look like you were definitely in your element. Being
You're
there.
not the first one to say it. Like I didn't take notice of that, but somebody dropped a comment like, "Yo, your aura is different out there."
I
I'm
have
like,
to say, from the lives that I've watched of you, just being in DR and showing things of DR, there it was a complete difference with you. I don't know. I noticed that. I definitely noticed that. You just seemed in your happy place, in your zone. Like, and there was even a glow about you. You know, as you were walking, you just seemed like you were just, really relaxed. So, and like I said, I love to see people happy. I love to see people happy and in just enjoying their life. And that's what you were basically telling everyone on that video to do. Like enjoy your life, get your passport. Like if you can move out the country, you can do it. You don't have to stay where you're at. So it was really, really good, informative information. And that live was just very nice. The scenery and just, you also just looking very relaxed and happy.
thank you,
So
thank you.
that's what I was like, yeah.
So whenever you're ready to head out there and see for yourself, you got my number.
Yes, definitely. I will definitely have to head out to Brazil and see what it's all about. At first, I was like, let me head out to Colombia, but I think Colombia could wait. I don't think I'll. I don't know. My best friend, she's from Colombia. She's from Buenaventura. So I was just gonna wait for her before I made that trip out there just to see. But I think Brazil, that is the number one place that I would like to visit.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
Brazil, like I said, you can get the hot. There's places that snow in Brazil, so I'm definitely looking forward to being out there full time. Definitely looking forward to bringing you guys content. When I go back, I'll be starting off in Sao Paulo. So I'll be starting off in the city, and then I'm gonna go to Bahia, and those places like that. So
Nice.
but I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I haven't said on my channel yet. So this year, since I'm moving, right, I spent like the last 3 Christmases in Dominican Republic. This year is gonna be my first Christmas in another country, but I'm probably gonna do it in Colombia.
Oh, Christmas in Colombia this year?
Do my
Ah,
birthday in November and December Christmas in Colombia. So I'll be in Colombia for like a month and a half.
wow. Okay. And why Colombia for Christmas and not Brazil for your first Christmas out of DR?
So based on my Christmas here in DR, I liked it. With not the traffic, but just the ambiance of people getting together, the food, the drinks, the days off.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I've asked in Brazil what it's like, several people, and the answers I got is like, yeah, families get together. They do fireworks, they do things like that. But for me, it didn't sound like the spiciness that I would get in DR or Colombia, because in Colombia they start celebrating Christmas from November. So I definitely want to get a feel of that, like that Latin Christmassy vibe one more
Mm-hmm.
time. And then next year I could probably do it in Brazil. But I will be back in Brazil before Carnival in February. Carnival is something I definitely do not want to miss.
Ah, here in DR or in
No,
Brazil. Sorry,
no, in
Brazil.
Brazil. In
Yeah,
Brazil.
Carnival. Is Carnival in February? Like, when is Carnival in Brazil? Is it February like DR or different?
Yes, in February. This year they did it March, April because they was testing out because of COVID. So when I was
Mm-hmm.
there, I was actually catching like the last dregs of Carnival, but it was still nuts. Like I have one video on my channel where they go to like this island, you take a boat, and you could go from like 7 in the morning and you're drinking and there's bands and it's very fun. Definitely very fun. Like I said, being out there in Brazil, I was like more engaged in just stuff like random stuff. Like I was in a band playing the drums. I was there from like the morning to the evening, and then after that, just go out. So it's definitely fun, and the people make it like so inviting. The east to do things make it so inviting. Just like Uber is cheap, you don't have to use cash. I rarely see people use cash out there because if you're gonna go out there with your card, the ATM fees are ridiculous. Cost me $40 to take out $200. So that's why I use
Wow.
my card all the time. But yeah, it's fun. I know I'm definitely gonna be spending Christmas in Colombia because I want to get that out the way, and then
Mhm.
I'll probably be back for New Year's in Brazil. I'm gonna sign up for a school. I'm gonna sign up for a band. I want to join a band because the bands are so fun. Like you literally just like walk and you play an instrument down the street and you're drinking all day and everybody's just partying around you. So I'm gonna join a band
Fun.
for a carnival.
Ah,
I'm
nice.
gonna be active.
Okay. Okay. You also have a question here, Chapapa. What he's saying.
How about what has made you sour on VR and making you move to Brazil? I explained that was it the last live or this live? LT. Just me like year one was cool. And then after year one, when I realized like I had to like leave the house with a look on my face or like closed off a little. Like I could say my good mornings, my saludos, be nice to people, but I knew something was wrong when I was leaving my house. I'd be like, all right, who's gonna try to like get over on me or take advantage of me today? So I had to
Mm.
start being jaded in a place that was like, yo, this is my happy place. You know. Another thing was the driving. Got into a car accident here. Been in cars, been walking. I do the driving here is not for like the faint heart. It's worse than New York. Driving here is absolutely worse than New York, and it does not. It's not going to improve because they don't care. There's no intelligence to improve it. There's traffic deaths every single day in this country, no exaggeration, and they're not going to do anything about it. People would run a red light in the middle of the day.
Yep.
They don't care.
My family does it. My family does it. So I
Mhm.
completely.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so the driving, the get the gringo mentality, it's and I know it's hard to like find trustworthy people. And I'm like, yo, do I really like want to spend years and years and years here just basically like fighting against myself? Like, I don't want to go out the house jaded. I want to go out like like okay, aware, not stupid, but I want to be myself. I want to have fun. I want to be able to have good interactions, good intentions. And for me here, it became like difficult. It became like more mental, like a mental fight. So before it got to like something huge where it's like, you know what, I'm out of here, I'm tired of this. I'm like, you know what, let me leave while there's still love in my heart for the country. Nowhere in the world is perfect.
Right.
You gotta find and you can find what's perfect for you. So for me, it
Mhm.
stopped being a little perfect in terms of like, some aspects, some experiences that I've gone through here, and I was just like, you know what? Let me. The world is huge. I have a passport. Let's see where else works for me.
Yeah. I mean, when you move out of the United States and you choose what country you want to move to, that doesn't mean you got to be in that country forever. No one is telling you got to stay in that country for 10, 15 years because you may do research and find another place that's better than the country that you're currently living in. So, like, it's a free world, so many different countries to explore, to travel to move to. Like I said, I can't tell anybody how long I'll be living here. I don't know. I just have to see how everything goes. But for now, this is definitely the place that I choose to be, and I'm happy. So
Hmm.
anything could change in the future. Anything can change in the future. The great, what part of Europe? Well, like I said, it definitely wouldn't be England. I wouldn't mind moving to Germany. I know it's not summer year round, but I really had fun in Germany. the people are nice there. They're always having like carnivals and festivals, and they have a big Latino community in Germany. Believe it or not, they have Dominican clubs. Even the Dominican community is huge there. They have Dominican barbershops. Believe it or not, I know a lot of Dominicans that live in Germany that I met, and that are considered I'm very close to. So, but Germany is very nice. It's just a lot to do there. And second option for Europe is Italy. Italy's very nice too. Again, I know it's not summer year round, but it is nice and friendly and laid back and calm. So yeah.
Haven't been to Europe yet.
Oh, you'll definitely have to take a trip to Europe whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, I want to go to Germany, like when they do like the Oktoberfest.
The Oktoberfest, yes. Yes, you would have so much fun at the Oktoberfest. I'm telling you now. So much partying, so much drinking, good food. Yeah, you would definitely like the Oktoberfest. I miss it. So many good memories of Germany. Yes.
Yeah, LT, definitely. It just wears you out. Like, especially like they don't learn. Like, you see me every day for the past 6 months, and I'm telling you that I live here. They don't care. It was just things that wore you out, from like businesses to purchases to relationships. It's just like there was no like common sense behind you going through whatever you went through. So definitely.
We're not talking negative about DR, everybody.
Yeah, I'm just sharing my experience, and with my experience, I'm passing on notes on how, for somebody who wants to come down here and make it work, this is how you make it work. So I'm basically giving you guys the key as I leave. Like I said, I'm leaving with love in my heart. I will always be grateful to the Dominican Republic because it's taught me a lot, and it's basically been my trampoline to onto bigger things.
Good information, good note taken, because he's experienced it. He's experienced it. Like I said, he's been here. It's just, take notes from someone who knows and who's been here and lived it, for those of you who are thinking about it, or, it's really good information. I've been to Brazil and the Philippines. Both places left a positive impression on me. Okay, and I hear a lot of good things about the Philippines. Never been there, but I've never heard anything negative.
No, I know there's a lot of veterans there.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I believe there is either a VA there or a base. I know there's a lot of veterans there and like retired firefighters.
Okay. So maybe that could be like a good place of choice. The Philippines. Like I said, I've heard good things about that. I know a lot of people do travel there to the Philippines too and settle there and things like that. So yeah. Bruce says Peru is a good place to visit. Food and women are different. Who is in Peru right now? Is it BLB who's in Peru? I can't remember if BLB's in Peru right now. I think he is, but I did hear Peru was nice too. I heard it's different. Obviously, it's different from Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I wanna check out Peru, definitely. That's one thing I love about being in South America. Like, I could just go from Brazil to Uruguay to Ecuador to Peru.
Yes, all the surrounding countries. Yeah. But they look don't Peruvians, they look more Indian, like native.
Where?
In Peru, they look more native compared to like the Caribbean, Latinos in the Caribbean.
Right. Well, definitely in Colombia also you'll find like some native looking Hispanics.
Okay. Let's see. Cameron says VA, they have a VA clinic there in the Philippines. Okay. I think you're talking about the Philippines. Sorry, lots of retired military. And were you, Chapapa, were you ever in the military?
Yeah, I was in the Army.
Ah, I didn't know that. Okay. Okay.
And it's in the army.
All right.
Argentina is a good place. I've been hearing mixed reviews on Argentina, but I just like you said, I just got to go there myself and see.
Of Argentina. Okay. Never heard anything about Argentina.
Like I've been hearing Argentina's great, but at the same time, I've been hearing Argentina's racist.
Oh,
Yeah,
racist with who? Like expats or?
now with black people.
Oh, wow.
But that's something I'll have to go and find out on my own. Ace
Right.
Ace Live was there and stuff, and he ran across some Haitians there, which was cool. So, but like I said, just a
Mm,
little bit of conflicting reports, but I'll go there and see for myself.
okay. And have you ever considered Mexico? You never, because I heard someone say, "Why is everyone sleeping on Mexico?" I've heard people say that.
I ain't gonna hold you. Mexico news has just like been like to me in terms of like the violence down there. Bless you. The
Thank you.
violence down there, police, and it being so close to the states. I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah. So just and then I didn't know if it's because I know a lot of expats live there too. If it's like with the crime, like all the stuff that happens there. Not saying every place is
mhm.
dangerous in Mexico, but I didn't know if that like that was what I don't know. I'm just like I just never really was interested in just being in Mexico to visit. I've been there to visit, but to live, no. I was
Yeah,
just
to
never
live,
interested.
it's like too close to the states.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. We trying to be way we're trying to be far, far, far away from the states.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Another question I have for you, Chapapa. What do you think about? And I think you did. I think it's. I was working. I haven't been catching everyone's live because this has been something that's been not really a concern to me, but just because I didn't hear of this a few months ago and now seeing it a lot in the Dominican news with the crime in Santiago.
Right.
I've had a few people that I know, Dominicans, who have got their phones snatched in the last month. I know a lady who's in her 40s who were walking in May. She was walking her two young girls to school. She was born and raised in Santiago, and a guy pulled up on her with a gun, and she didn't think the gun was loaded, but he just said because she was talking on her phone as she was walking, had her purse, and said, "I don't want to hurt you in front of your kids, but I need that phone and I need your purse." And she gave it to him with the quickness, and he took off. So, what do you think of all of this that's going? Do you think Santiago is going to eventually be like Santo Domingo when it comes to the robbery? And, obviously, guys, it's not as bad as the states. There is robbery here. I wouldn't say you guys need to have a fear of coming here because me being a single female moving to Santiago by myself, like I don't have a fear. It's just you have to be careful. You have to just want to see what your thoughts are.
So in that live, I definitely came across a few people who denied. And what I noticed between the people who were in denial were the people who don't live here, but only vacation. So I'm like, how are you
Mm,
gonna experience the life, the crime here when you're in the vacation spots? How are you gonna
mhm,
say you're outside when you're outside in a resort or you're outside in Puerto Plata, Sosua? Crime
absolutely.
has gone up here from the time I've been living here. Crime has gone up, and it's gonna get worse because they're not gonna back down from the president. They're not gonna back down from the army, the police, nothing. Because it's like you could go to the colmado and buy bullets almost. Bullets are supposed to be expensive. I don't. I don't. know. To me, like, I don't give nobody ideas, but to me, I'm like, yo, God forbid, if I was to ever get stuck up, I would really, really want to see if that person had bullets, because I'd just be like highly doubtful. Like, do you really have bullets?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think a lot of people just be fooling people. I've seen the videos of them going into stores and people are in store shopping, like little stores, like, like a phone shop. And they go in the phone shop and put a gun at everybody and they're taking everybody's wallets. And then they tell the person, in Comados, give me the cash that they have. Like, I've seen it all. And I never known it being that bad either. It's like, it's like people are desperate. Like, these people are just so desperate as to now it's becoming where they're robbing people. And yeah, I've been seeing a lot of video footage. I've been seeing it on the DR news, and I'm like, well, crap, well, dang. And I think that's why my Dominican family here is so protective of me also, because they're like, you're a female who's moving here. You're gonna be moving in. You're living in a house on your own. Like, we can't leave you by yourself. Because here in Dominican Republic, I guess it's not natural, it's not normal for a Dominican female to live by herself. Dominican women are usually living with their family. Like, it's not usually, they're not living by their own. Everybody here lives together. Brother, sister, mother, father, unless they're married. And, then they go get their own place. But even though it's annoying because I didn't depend on anybody, I didn't have anybody following me in the States and going to the stores and stuff with me. But here they're just like, you being an American, you're a woman. People see, this woman coming in and out of her home every day, living by herself, no man, no kid, no children, whatever. It just looks, I guess, people are just like, what's going on over here? What do you think about that, Shepherd?
First of all, I would definitely tell you and any other travelers, especially the women, be careful because, like you said, now it's bold. Like I've said, it's going up. I even showed a few clips on that live on me talking about the crime where like somebody just like in broad daylight on a motorcycle came and snatched this woman's bag as she was crossing the street.
As she's walking, that's how they do. Yeah. They don't stop the moto or the puzzle. They snatch and keep going. The person on the back of the moto is usually the one who's doing all the snatching.
Right. No, it was just one person on a moto.
Oh, this was just one person.
It was just one person on a moto. My friend that I did the live with the other night, she got robbed last month.
What did they rob from her?
Everything. They took her phone, her bag. Her bag had her ID, her wallet, her passport.
Like, my family would be like, you need to calm down with my chain.
This was right here in Santiago. I think she said in Bella Vista. No, not Bella Vista. It's like right here in Santiago, not too far from Utah. But she said as soon as she stepped outside her house, like literally as soon as she stepped outside her house, it was like 8 p.m. and two guys rolled up on a motorcycle. He's like, listen, if you don't want us to empty this clip of your head, give us everything you got.
That is crazy.
And just like you hear from like you walk in the street, people like more careful than usual. Definitely from when I've been living here, people are like more careful than usual. So now it's like, listen, don't have your phone out in the street. Like before I used to hear this, like when
usually it was I'd be like this in the street. Like usually just my phone. And I remember that my family used to get mad. They're like, put your phone away. And that was before all of this started. They're like, and this would be in Santiago. Put your phone away. And I'm like, calm down, like tranquilo. Like they're like, you can't be out here with your phone like that. And I'm like, I'm vlogging, like calm down. Or even being here in like La Vega, and I'm like, I just want to go for a walk. Like I want to go for a morning walk. You need to take off those earrings, Kylie. You need to take your chain off. You need to take off your watch, Apple Watch, everything. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, I know people here on the street. I'm not a freaking, like, people know me. They know who I am. They're like, still take it off.
Nah, yeah, I still take it off. I'll tell you why. Because I have a friend. He's my errand guy. He was telling me a story of where a cousin robbed another cousin.
What?
I don't know if it was by accident or purpose, but he was like, yo, she got robbed, and then she had a feeling of who it was that robbed her, and then she went to the same spot and like found the person there with her stuff. It's like, yo, you robbed me. He's like, oh, I didn't know that was. It's it got crazy out here, and people are like, no, it's not, or it's not the same, or you're just trying to scare people away. Now it got crazy out here. You know why? Because inflation. I think inflation is only happening in the states. No, but when it happens here, people get desperate. What
They're
happens
talking
when
about
they get
chicken's
desperate?
on up. The chicken is expensive. The rice, the oil that you like that they fly their plantains and stuff in. They're like it
Mhm.
used to be 300 pesos or whatever, and now it's like 800 or not. Like it's a lot more. So that's why I was saying people are desperate. It's like people can't afford stuff here, so they're robbing people, whether you have your phone or anything, and they're selling it for money or whatever they do with it. It has something to do with money,
Mhm.
but it's like that's how
Even
desperate
if
they
they
are.
can't use the phone, they'll sell the parts. They'll sell the screen.
Oh
They'll sell the
yeah.
camera.
So that's why I'm like the iPhone, especially if you call in, it's blocked where they can't use it. You're saying they'll use the parts, Chapapa?
Yeah, you'd be
Ah,
like, okay, well, I don't want to walk in the street with your iPhone 13. I can sell the parts.
okay. Okay. And then the jewelry, I was told like with the jewelry, because my chain is rolled around my neck. And I'm like, but it has a different name on it. They're like, they don't care. They'll take it to a place and I guess smash it, like where the gold breaks up or whatever, and then they sell it. And I'm
Mhm.
like, well, dang. Because I'm
They
like,
are they are some of the most crafty. I don't want to sound wrong saying this.
and I know self defense.
They're
And why
very
call
crafty
it?
scammers. Now, yo, before things got bad, like when I used to be in the street, my ex girlfriend, she was like, "Oh, put your phone away or don't worry this." I'm like, listen, if somebody comes and snatch my phone, they're gonna look behind them and they're gonna see me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you will have to take me along with my phone or whatever you're taking. It's not gonna be that
Heck
easy.
yeah. And I know it's not, it's materialistic stuff, but the thing is, it's just like I see the gray in the comments right now. He's saying 3 words self defense class. What is the point of learning or practicing self defense and knowing self defense if you don't use it? Especially with someone being on a moto when they're snatching. You know what you could, because my friend said she was hanging on to her phone and the guy ended up falling off the moto. She was like, I wasn't giving him my phone. Like
Exactly.
he tried to snatch it and she went, like caught it, like had his arm plus his phone and his motor, and then bam, and then he let the phone go and she took it. And it's just like
Like,
whew.
just like for me, if you're gonna use your phone, like even when I'm on the street alone, if I use my phone, I use an abnormally tight grip on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. If I have stuff in my pockets, I always make sure I never go out with pants that don't have zippers. So everything is zipped up.
Okay. It's like now just hearing that too. I'm like, I don't even walk around with a purse. Like I don't have a big purse. I have a backpack purse here, but then I have the wraparound purse where my phone fits in there, my money, my ID, whatever I need. But I'm like, dang, they going around like robbing that too. Because I will scream if any of my IDs or my license got, you know what I mean, stolen. So it's just like, oh, that's something I'll just put in my pocket. And then the phone, I was thinking too, maybe I need to just go get me a cheap phone here and not walk around with my iPhone. But that's crazy to do, to have
It
to do.
is like I need two
It's like,
phones.
yeah, and I don't want to have 2 phones, but it's just I guess being careful not having it out in the open is the main thing. So yeah, it is
Yeah, I've heard
mainly.
about the two phone things. I'm like, yeah, my robbery phone. I'm like, first off, I'm
I
not
was
gonna
gonna ask
call.
you, Papa. I was gonna ask you if you had 2 phones here, or you just stick with your one.
No, I stick with my one. I stick
Okay.
with my one. I move smart, and like I said, I'm a homebody, so like I know what time to go out. I know where. I know to look at
Uh,
my surroundings. Like I'm always alert, and this is a problem. And one of the problems that the last person I was dealing with had, she was like, "Yo, why are you so alert?" I'm like, "Yo, I was."
in the arm, you in the
And
army?
I was in the military. I'm like when people come into a place, I always watch them, how they walk, what they're wearing, what are they doing here. I always
Cool.
sit like facing the door.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Do you sit facing the door, like you have to be looking towards the door? Your back's not towards the door, but you're looking towards the door. Yeah. It's true. It's just you have to be. You can't come to another country and just be like, oh well, since the DR is more safer
Right.
than the US. I could just, oh, I'm fine here. Da 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 da. No, you have to be aware of your surroundings anywhere you go, any country you go to.
Yeah, the DR is all sunshine and rainbows and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So
If it keeps up at this rate, DR hoods would be like the real favelas.
favelas. That ain't no
Favelas.
joke. Also, it is. There's an area here in Santiago where nobody should ever go. I don't care if you're going for YouTube views or just out of curiosity or you're meeting a chica there. Don't go. It's called Cienfuego.
And where's this at?
It's here in Santiago.
And you're saying don't go? Is
Don't
this
go.
a neighborhood?
Yes.
Cienfuego. Watch my butt end up there on accident. Let me stop. Okay, no, I won't. I'm
Don't
seeing.
go. You want to talk about war zone where little kids could get shot up,
Wow.
barbers could get shot up, where like dead bodies are normal now out there. Like dead bodies, like people just take pictures and videos and forward it on WhatsApp. Like, oh look, another dead body. San Fuego is hot. One of my subscribers, a girl that he was dealing with, her brother got killed. And the video is like crazy. It's just the body on the floor, and he was like, "Hey, this happened out here in San Fuego. I know you live over there. Are you okay?" She's like, that was my brother."
Wow.
So, and it's definitely been like a lot of just weird stuff going on. I don't know if it's crime, getting mad at the president because the president is combating crime, and or just all this gang stuff going on. Did you see that execution that happened in the daytime in Santo Domingo?
Where they executed the what's his name? In his office, right?
No, where it was like three dudes got killed in a CRV and like
Was
broad
it a
daylight.
black car? Was it a black
Yeah,
car? Yeah. Weren't they
in a
Haitian descent?
in a
They
Honda.
were. Yeah, they were Haitian descent.
No,
Were they Dominicans?
yeah,
And there were two in the front seat. There were two in the front seat.
and one in the back. It was a Honda. It was like a Jeep.
Yes, I did see that. I did, but I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was. Wow. So for nothing.
They said it was probably that was just an execution. Maybe it was a gang hit. Maybe it was just whatever. Maybe somebody said something to somebody's girlfriend. That happens down here, but
And everybody was surrounding the car, like had the door open. You could just see one of the guys leaning over, like, yeah, I did see that. That was in Santo Domingo. Yeah, I did see that. Dang. It's crazy. It's crazy. At the great, I'm more scared of going to jail in a foreign country than getting shot. Nah, I'm not resisting a robbery. They can have it.
nah, I don't know. It's just me. I'm just like, yo, I would rather. I know it's materialistic stuff. I'm like, yo, this easy. I'm like, nah.
I'm just saying, with someone who's like riding past you quickly. I mean, obviously, I'm just one of those females where I'm not gonna let anybody punk me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be like, nah, I'm gonna fight with my fist with a gun. But I'm just like, yo, it ain't gonna.
Even me being a female, some people's like, okay, go ahead and take it. But I'm just like, this is my stuff. Like, how dare you? You know,
I'm like, yo, I'd rather we both be on a t-shirt. we both gonna be on a t-shirt with the Photoshop wings and clouds. So I'm like, it can't be this easy.
I'm sorry.
Nah, it can't be this easy.
Oh my goodness. He said, I'd rather us both be on the t-shirt with those clouds and the angel wings.
What I don't get is that guns are so expensive out here. You know what the price of a gun here costs a used car in the US?
Yes. And even a little one. Like, it ain't even nothing. One of my brothers, he sold his, because I remember he used to have a gun here. He had it illegally, but I'm just like, where's your gun at? Because you usually would have it like behind his clothes. And he's like, I sold it. And I was like, why? He's like, there's just something my mom didn't want it here in the house. And I was like, how much did you sell it for? And it was a little rusted little gun. Like it worked, but it was rusted. He was like $2,000. I was like, $2,000 for that little rinky dink thing? He was like, yeah, I sold it for $2,000. I was like, wow. Hey, that gun was definitely not worth no $2,000 at all. Like it just wasn't. That's ridiculous. But
yeah, they be having like some crazy old guns here. Like the other day, the police put up like, oh, they found a gun. Or I'm like, yo, is that the same gun that they killed Lincoln with? Like it's like old and weird little knob.
It was like silver. The long part of it going this way was like silver, but the handle was like white and it kind of like
it looks like a circle. Gunpowder. It's like, yo.
Yes. I was like, what is this? And I'm like, okay, taser, mace, all things that can help you defend yourself from a robbery.
LT definitely. They'll look at you like the crazy one until they go through it.
Really, really, really crazy. But yeah, with being paramilitary, you have to stay vigilant and observant. If not, you will keep running from country to country or state to state. Walk like a stuff. That's true. And there's crime in every country. You can't run away from it.
Right.
Like you can't. And guys, this world is getting worse before it's getting better. I don't see any changes. I don't see this world getting better. I feel like things are going to get worse with everything that's going on. The price is going up. Like times are difficult for a lot of people. Like times are not easy. So that's why I feel like the crime wave is going to go up. And not only that, like even what's happening in the states with all these shootings, I feel like people are just really stressed out. People are really stressed out. People are angry. People just have so much going on in their lives to where it's like they don't care. It's like, I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to survive or get money to make it. It's just life right now. And Italian also got killed on that same day in similar fashion. Here in DR?
Yep.
In Santo Domingo? Wow, I'm missing all of it.
Around the area.
And do you think a lot of this is gang activity, Chapapa? No? I heard the military.
It's up to the point where like a little discussion could get you killed. But I saw a video the other day. I think this one was on Facebook, where it was nighttime. And this was in Puerto Plata. It was nighttime, and then it was just two men arguing, and then one pulled out like a kitchen knife and just started going to work.
This was where?
It was in Puerto Plata.
Wow.
And there was a few people there, but nobody jumped in because they was, scared of the kitchen knife. And then once the dude ran away, that's when they like started yelling at him and stuff like that. But yeah, somebody got killed in Puerto Plata.
That is crazy. That is really, really crazy. Yeah, things are just really, really out of control lately. It's just been out of control. But I know that it's definitely been in the news. I know like they have the military involved, like you were saying, Chapapa now, like patrolling the streets along with the police here, and most in Santo Domingo. So I don't know. It's like times are changing. And Brazil, where you are in Brazil, how do you feel about that area as far as where you are?
Oh, where I was staying in Niterói. It was great. Like there wasn't one moment where I felt like in danger. I was walking in the street, like using my phone as a map. When I crossed the bridge and I went into Rio, the city of Rio, and I was on the street market, the people are with like, all right, here in this market area, put your bag to the front, blah, blah, whatever. And then just pay attention to where you're going, because they're like, if you're shopping, there are people who could run and like snatch the bags, whatever you have. I don't know how to explain like the street market. I definitely could even like record there, because every time I try to pull my phone out, the people I with were like going crazy. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Okay.
Like I said, everywhere has its places, but as far as Rio, so like walking down like when I was in Rio, I was walking out Copacabana, and um, it was safe there. And I went to Itabora. Itabora was great, safe there. Walked, no problem, no crime. Went to Niterói, loved
Mhm.
it. That's where the beach was. Went to Itaguay. Itaguay was like, hey, be careful, don't walk, take an Uber. So it all
Wow.
depends.
Yeah. I know they were saying like Rio could be pretty dangerous because that's obviously the city, the main city, and a lot of tourists come there. So I know when I spoke to some Brazilians that I know, obviously from the United States, they were like, yeah, just be careful when you go to Rio. Because they do have dangerous parts of Brazil,
Hmm.
obviously. Every part, like I said, every country does. But I was just saying, did you feel safe, while you were in Brazil?
Yeah, I felt safe because from like I said, from my time being here, I knew how to move. So it's like I walked into that class and I was like an A student already. So I already know, like, all right, watch your surroundings. Don't be an idiot with your phone. If you're gonna YouTube, do it with your back to the street and so on, and just ask where the good areas. Ask where you could do this, where you could do that. Hey, can I have my phone out on this street? Can I have my phone out on that? And just be smart. But in Brazil, I definitely I want to say maybe I had my guard a little bit lower in Brazil than I had here.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Okay. Nice, nice, nice to know. Let's see. I have found Dominicans to act first and think later. Very reactionary.
Huh? So
Hmm.
what?
Yeah, LT, to what? To act first and think later. Yeah, I'm curious to know to what. The world's getting worse as the years go by. Facts. It is. I don't feel like it's getting any better. Any better.
You gotta
That's why.
find your beach. Find your peace, yeah, where you feel the safest, where you feel much at peace.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't gonna be perfect, but it'll be perfect for you.
Mm-hmm. There you go. It's not going to be perfect, but whatever's like perfect for you, whatever is good for you. Yes. So, does anyone in the chat have any questions for Chapa Papa?
Make sure you guys go subscribe to the channel. For those of you
Definitely. Shout out
looking,
your channel, please.
yeah, channel is Chapapa TV. Right here under, well, it's not even
Let
there
me
under.
take this out. I'm going to take it. There we go.
There it is, right there, Chapapa TV.
Put it in the chat.
Instagram also Chopabot TV. I do offer consultation services for any of you guys looking to come to the Dominican Republic, whether it's moving or how to set up a bill. I've even had people call me for relationship advice here in the Dominican Republic, or where to get a car wash. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Jorge's channel, My Journey with Mom, because I'm passing the torch to him as soon as I leave the Dominican Republic. So definitely, and watch some of the old lives. They're not old, but watch some of the prior lives we did. You'll learn something new. You'll get some information. Got stuff on the channel from how to pay your electricity bill and your internet bill online in the Dominican Republic. How I pay my rent through electronic transfers. Where I go shopping at the supermarket, where to eat. So definitely a very informative and fun channel because there I believe in speaking on both sides of the coins, the good and the bad, wherever I am.
Mhm.
So you guys will definitely enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to go find. I'm going to go to Chapa Papa's TV and put his name definitely in the link and also in the description. But yes, everyone, please go to subscribe because he has good information. And I didn't even know you do consultations for things that people need. So that's even better. Knowing that you do that.
Yep,
So
that save people a lot of money, yeah.
mm,
A lot of money. A lot of money, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of stress. Do these
mhm.
consultations.
Have you ever heard people come up to you, Chapapa, or have consultations with you where that's happened, where they've been hurt or they wish they would have spoken to you before?
Yes, but it's been situations to where like they were in a situation in a problem, but it was still fixable by the time
Mm,
they like reached out to me.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Just I'm take that with finding the link. But this what Papa Papa's channel looks like, everybody.
Yeah, that's it. Chapapa TV. Make sure you
Yes.
guys subscribe, like the videos, drop a comment. I interact. Shoot me an email for any questions, consultations you guys have on the DR. Like I said, I've gotten all types of like consultation requests from like if somebody's being scammed at their local car wash, if this woman is using me or she likes me for me, to like relationship advice, to moving advice, to where to go in the city, or people have hit me up just to like get together for a drink or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely the consultations are open, y'all. 'Cause
I'm gonna have a consultation with Chapa also, so I can go sit with him and have drinks and stuff before he dips out to Brazil. So yeah,
this weekend, this Saturday.
yes, and I'm free, so it's even better. Usually I work on the weekends, but I don't have to anymore. My schedule changed, so yes, definitely get together with Chapa TV.
Great, because Saturday I'm emptying most of the apartment out, and then I have to try to get it painted. But you know what it's like when you gotta hire Dominicans, especially on the weekend.
Oh my gosh, the waiting game. The waiting game. That's another thing I got to get used to here, but I'm used to it. They could say, I'll be to your home by 11 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll be looking, I'm like, it's almost 3 o'clock. Where are you at? And if you throw a fit and get upset at them, they're looking at you like you're the crazy one because it's everyone here's used to that. So they know when you're not from here when you're going off on them.
Yeah, definitely. They're like, wait, what are you? This is normal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, it was at a point where I had to ask them, like, yo, do you not want to earn money? Do you not?
Yes.
Do I have to like beg
Yeah.
you like to come take my money to do this job?
It's true. It's true. It's just sometimes it can just be so ridiculous, and they don't even come in and apologize, and they're just like, "Oh, hola." Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, "Hold on, perete, perete, perete. You said that you were gonna be here at what time, and what time is it?" But yeah, you just can't have the mind frame of being back in the U.S. You can't come over here with that mind frame.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's difficult. I'm not saying you're not gonna, think of, well, in the United States is, but you have to remember this is not the United States when you're living over here.
Yep.
Completely
It's island time.
Yeah, so you have to try and get that out of your mind. Try and get that out of your head that you're in the Dominican Republic. You're gonna do things the way they do it here, not the way they do things in America, or you're gonna always be disappointed and frustrated and irritated the whole nine. But the waiting game for me, I can't stand it. But
I didn't go through the waiting game too much while I was gone. I have to admit that.
Okay. Okay. So over there you don't have to do all that really.
Didn't have to chase nobody down.
Wow. Very interesting. What about Colombia? Do you know if it's the same? Or have you heard anything as far as it?
I think I've heard it's the same depending where you are, but it's not to the level of like mañana or ahorita, here.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Thank you, JJ the Visionary, for
JJ, say the smooth.
yes. Say the smooth. All right.
Definitely, y'all got Chopper by TV hats available. Also, make sure you get yours. Kyla, I have one for you this weekend.
Woohoo! What else do you have, Chopapa? You have shirts or anything like that, or just the hats?
Yo, I used to make
love
shirts.
hats, so.
I used to make shirts, but then this is another problem I have. It's so hard finding a good, honest supplier that delivers on time and doesn't try to raise the price on you every time you want to go back and buy more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Okay.
I stopped with the shirts. I'm like, yo, I'll give you guys the most easiest, simplest job ever. Please, please, just make hats.
Yes.
Even that can't happen. You know.
Hey, I love hats. It's perfect for me, especially with this hot sun, because I feel like it's been the hottest here ever. I never remember it being this hot. But they said it's that Saharan desert sand that's blowing over here from Africa. But it's been hot. When I
I don't
stepped
know.
feet, I was
I don't know what it is, but I hate it.
you don't like the heat?
I hate it.
It
I
doesn't.
hate
It.
it.
I don't come. I'll be like, oh, like it's hot, but I won't. I get over it. And it's just like I just find a way to cool myself down and keep it moving because it's like this is what you wanted, Kyla. You didn't like the cold. You didn't like the snow.
Mm-mm.
Like you wanted
There
the
were
heat.
there were nights I needed the AC and the fan on.
Are you talking about with the power outage?
No,
Oh, okay.
both on at the same time.
Wow. I could just do with a fan and I'm fine.
Oh nah.
But nothing on to cool me down, obviously. Nothing on. But yeah, I'm just saying when the power goes out, I'm miserable.
Nah, I can't do this heat. 7th floor, the sun is beaming during the day, and then at night the heat rises. It's like
yeah. Yeah. But it's hot in Brazil too. Are you saying it's a different type of temperature than here?
Brazil, I was using a fan.
But what about the heat?
No AC. I was using a fan. So right now they're going through their winter, but their winter to us is like.
I did hear that they have the winter and this. That's so different.
But I think they exaggerate. Their winter to us is just like, okay, what do you guys have a North Face jacket on for?
Yeah, even when I be seeing people here in DR with them freaking sweatshirts on in the hot sun, but I'm like, I would die. And they're like, it's to protect me from the heat, like from the sun. And I'm just like, no way. Like, absolutely not.
Nah, they got the bubble jackets on and the jeans. I'm like, why don't you guys? And in Brazil, all of them have shorts and sandals, and they're just covered. They're like, nah, you're not gonna. Like, it's backwards here. Like, and I know Leia said in the comments, Brazil is hot worse than RD. No, it's not.
Hey, Milano. And hey, Layla. You say, oh, she's saying Brazil is hot. Brazil is hot worse than our. Oh,
no, I think here definitely got it.
Very interesting.
Wow.
Very, very interesting.
I need to do a video on the Uber scam culture here.
Oh, I've heard about I've only taken an Uber. That was only in Santo Domingo, my first trip here. But since I've been in this area, because my fam bam has a car. So and then I rent. Like I drive here, Chapapa. When I see you this weekend, you're gonna see me. I drive. So
I drive also, but I try not to. I hate driving here.
I'm independent. I don't like depending on anybody. I don't feel like calling a freaking Uber or anything like that. I just prefer to have my own vehicle to jump in and go anywhere as I please. So I know that it always gives me a headache with the driving because I feel like I'm gonna hit somebody on a moto, but I do it. It's just like it is what it is. Like I definitely do it. So
yeah, so today I hate Uber here. It's just so stressful. Like they will literally like just show up, accept the ride, and then if you're not paying cash, they will wait until either you cancel and you have to pay the cancellation fee, or the 7 minutes is up. Hey,
see.
¿Qué lo que?
Hey, ¿qué lo que, niño?
Tranquilo, ya tú sabes. Yeah, and then
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and then ¿Un qué?
Fumando un chin de jucaíto.
Pásame la boca entonces.
El salí por Brasil. Sí.
¿Cuándo?
En 2 semanas.
Para Brasil. Vamos para Brasil también.
Sí, ¿tú vas para allá también?
Sí.
I'll be back por 2 años.
Vamos para Brasil.
Ela said, no más República Dominicana, Brasil.
Brasil de visita.
Sí, tiene que ir allá. Los dominicanos pueden ir ahora.
Sí.
Sí.
Vamos para Brasil.
No, I'm gonna go visit. I'm definitely gonna go visit, but I don't know. I don't like going to a country where the language, I can't speak the language. I don't want no problems. I want to understand everything. So
Hey, I went there with no Portuguese, so
and do a lot of Brazilians speak English?
depends where you are. Some of them could speak a little. I heard they speak English in Sao Paulo more than Rio, so I will confirm you in a few weeks.
Oh, okay. That'd be nice. I don't know any Portuguese. None whatsoever. None. Spanish, yes, but Portuguese. Mm-mm. And like Chapapa said, it's not an easy language to learn. I thought it would be simple since he speaks Spanish, but like he said, that's not true. So just for y'all to know. And I used to always think that people who speak Portuguese that don't know Spanish, it would be easy for them to know also. But I guess that's not
Nah, even the people over there, they have problems with Spanish.
amazing since it sounds so similar in a way.
Yeah, so. No, because yo is like el, and you is like você is like come on. Like there's some similar words in Spanish. There's some words in Spanish that you switch it up a little. So like entonces is entao.
Mm-hmm.
So that como cuál es su nombre or muito obrigado is like LT said, você vai falar muito bom or você fala espanhol or português. And like the accent is different, but working on it.
Oh, okay. I'll try and teach you like the Spanish that I know. I'm not what's the word?
Don't teach them Dominican Spanish. That won't work anywhere else.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll try, but it's definitely not gonna be perfect. And Chapapa, how did you learn Spanish? How did you learn your Spanish?
YouTube, Duolingo.
Oh.
I actually have a video up on my channel on how I learned Spanish. It took me like 6 months to like be comfortable, like be confident in it. So YouTube, Duolingo.
Uh-huh. Did Duolingo work for you?
It taught me like the names of like items and people and stuff. Believe it or not, I actually learned how to flirt through Duolingo.
Very interesting.
But yeah, so if you guys want to know the process of how to learn Spanish, go check out that video. Very informative stuff. It's actually worked for a few people, like in terms of like watching something. If I'm watching a show, I'll have the Spanish audio or the subtitles on, and then I'll switch it up. And you just throwing yourself into the fire, like talk to your Spanish speaking friends, try to speak Spanish. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And that worked for me.
Okay, so who is here in the background? Let me see. Dave Smith.
What's up, Careless? Bitcoin was good.
Oh, I was like, who is this in the background showing like this huge place?
Yeah, I'm in Atlantic City. I'm at so I say hello to you. How you been?
This is where are you at?
Ocean Casino in Atlantic City.
Ah, okay, very nice.
AC in the house.
Never been there. Never been there.
Everything over there.
It's huge.
Check that shit out. Check this shit out. Just chilling though.
Wow.
But it's my Dominican friend over here. He's trying to go to DR in August, so I know I was supposed to go in March, but didn't make it. Work wouldn't permit me, so I
Are you
definitely still gotta
coming with
come over there.
Are you going with your Dominican friend? Is he coming here with you?
Yeah. I don't know where he's from. Yo, where you from in Dominican Republic? I don't know where he's from, but he's from somewhere over there. No idea.
Okay.
But
Nice.
yeah, say hello. Say hola. Say hello. La gente no-
Hola.
Oh yeah, I want to interrupt you a little thing too much. We came to say hi. Haven't seen you. Haven't heard from you in a minute, so I just want to say hello.
Thank you, Bitcoin, so much. Thank you for stopping by. I'm happy to hear that you're well, and it's so nice to hear from you because I haven't seen you for a while, also. So everything is
you, nice.
good. Okay, keep me posted when you come and have fun.
Absolutely. You two be safe, all right?
All right. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, wow. How often do you go back to the States, Chapapa, to visit?
I'm actually going back next week. I go back every few months or so. Going back
Okay.
next week, and then after next week, I'll probably be there in October again. I go to go see my young wolf.
Your young wolf.
Mm-hmm.
You have a child?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Nice. Okay, I understand. And how do you feel when you go back to the United States? Do you feel like,
Yes.
So it's not just me and a few other people. You definitely,
Like I dread it.
I
I dread
know.
it, and I know I'm going back for a good reason. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go see my kid, but I dread it, and like that was the whole point of me getting her a passport and trying to get her to travel with me. But that's a story for another time because women could be evil.
Yes, I hate it. Not all of us are, because I definitely was not like that with my son's father. I tell you that he did everything for him. I never had to ask for anything. It was just given, even though we weren't together, which was my choice. I didn't want to, be with him, and that's another situation. But yeah, it's just I don't know why women could be that way. It's just like if you have someone who's there that's trying to be in your child's life, no matter if you guys are not together. I feel like women get like that when they're like, well, he's not my man anymore. So da 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 da. And if they want to make it work, but maybe you don't want to be with them anymore, it's like, okay, as long as he's taking care of his child, why do you got to be petty?
Court systems don't work because I went to the court for help, and then they gave me a order, and she doesn't follow the order. It's like when the women don't follow the order, nothing happens. But let it be the guy who like violates his court order.
Very true.
It's a wrap.
Very true. Yes, I see that too. It's not right. Period. Point blank. I'm gonna just say it. It's not right. But yeah. At least you're doing what you need to do. And like I said, I know it is to go back. I couldn't wait for my son to graduate because I was like, I can't keep doing. It's like I was like, I got to be in my happy place. It was just the days were just draining for me. I felt like I was just deteriorating. As crazy as that sounds, and you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, Kyla, you're overreacting. No, that's exactly how I felt. Like I felt like I was literally like I didn't have energy to get out of my bed. I didn't want to speak to anybody. It's just a completely different feeling when you leave from here, any other country here in Latin America, to go back to the US. It's like just a completely different feeling. And it was just like, it would make me sick. My skin would be peeling. It was like, even my skin was like reacting to being
like
back in the city.
Trouble breathing, like
yes, like I'm feeling sick because you're here in like the nice warm weather, and then to go back there to depending, if it's cooler or whatever, it was just a headache. Like I couldn't stand it. Yeah, I couldn't. at all. So it's nice to know it wasn't just me, because I was like, it's just me, you know, females with their emotions, but it's nice to hear from other, you know, expats and other travelers who say, nah, like, no, it's definitely not just you.
Everybody goes to it. You see how you guys feel when you go on vacation and you're like, damn, I gotta go back to work tomorrow. Imagine that, but living somewhere and then like you gotta go back to your old place. Like,
Yes, it's true. Yes, Milano, like peeling, like when you have like a bad sunburn, which I didn't have a sunburn, but my face was peeling, my nose, you know, like when it's like, you know, when you have like a cold and you're constantly blowing your nose and then your nose starts to peel because you've been blowing it so much. Like that was me, Milano. That was my face, but it was also like my arms and my legs. Like it was just really, really dry because just being used when I was here for 4 months, used to being like in the hot weather and then going back to the States in November where it was like really, really cold. It's like my skin just started to, I don't know, just acting different. It was just very, very dry.
that's
Sorry if I scared you, because Milana said your skin peeling. Yeah, it was just the dryness. It was just dry. Like my skin was drying out. I just needed to moisturize it more. Whereas when I'm here, I don't need to that much. So yeah, and I'm on vitamin C medication because in the States I didn't get enough sun. So coming over here where it's like I felt like I didn't have energy. I was always tired. Like I slept a lot when I was in the States. Like I always slept a lot. But now having the sun and everything, I don't have to. Okay.
I'm ready cutting. I'm ready looking at my return trip to here.
Oh, no, that is so horrible.
I know, I don't want to go, but it's all right.
You'll be back.
Yes.
You won't be gone for long, right? You said a week?
Yeah, and hopefully this situation is only temporary because I would really, really love to like travel with my daughter and just have her with me certain like a period of time. But hopefully it's only temporary.
Yeah, I hope to. And I'm sorry about that. And I'm sorry. It's just, I know how it could be. I've seen it, but I don't know. But you never know. You never know. Maybe you could go there and things will be different, and maybe she will be able to travel with you and be with you. Just never know. Like try and like stay as positive as you can. That's what I've learned, just to be positive, think positive, like try not to think negative, and you just never know what the outcome will be when you like think like that. So.
That would be a miracle, but let's see what happens.
Yeah. Everything will work out.
Definitely will. Law of attraction.
Yes, it's true. Yeah, oh man, I love this live. This has been such a great live. Does anyone have any more questions for Chapapa or me in the chat? You drop your questions now, please.
If you guys watching this after, you guys can go to the channel, drop a question. Let me know that Kyla sent you. And just
yes, please subscribe to Chapapa TV. You will not regret it. You guys have had good comments here tonight, and yeah, like Chapapa, he's lived here longer than I have, so he could answer your questions or anything that you need. And like I said, he does consultation. So, you know, take that advice and definitely use it.
definitely, yeah, don't be afraid. Come on, men, women.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
So, we're definitely gonna link up this Saturday. We're gonna do a whole bunch of YouTube shorts wherever we're going. I don't know where we're going. Where are we going?
You tell me.
Where can we go?
It's probably somewhere where I've never been before.
Where can we go on a Saturday?
I'm excited.
I don't go clubbing. Do you go clubbing?
Every now and again, but that's not. I love to dance, but I don't have to be dancing in the club. But that's not important to me. Like the club scene.
Let's go play pool.
You want to play pool?
Let's play pool.
Okay, we could play pool. Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, we go to a bar, play pool, chop it up. Let's see what else happens. Go pool, go to a car wash. I don't know. When was the last time I went on a Saturday night here? I don't know. I don't go out. Like Santiago turned me into a homebody.
Oh no, I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm more in the La Vega area than I am in Santiago. That's why I was like, you tell me what's a good spot. I've been to a few restaurants there. The clubs, I think only like 2, but it's been a minute. But anywhere where it's just chilled and cool, like I'm an easygoing person, so any place for me is good.
All right. So I'll see what we invite out. We'll bring some friends.
Yeah.
Go play some pool, have some drinks, and then whatever happens that night, we out.
Sounds good. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun, guys. I'm very excited. Finally get to meet Chop Up, and perfect timing too before you dip off. So
Right? Good thing
yeah.
you came back. Because I was
Yeah.
like, is she still back yet? Is she still in Florida?
I know. I felt like it took forever. I was in tears too, my emotional. But I'm like, I just want to leave. I don't want to be here anymore. But yeah, finally here. Thanks to God. Thanks to God. So yeah, but yeah, guys, if you don't have any more questions for me and Chapapa, I guess we can. Unless Chapapa, you have anything else you want to talk about, or
Nah, I'm good.
no? I was gonna say I'll wrap up this live. It's almost hitting 3 hours. Wow. Yeah, it's already 2 hours 51.
Not counting your last one, but
Oh yeah, not counting the last live. You guys, for all of you guys who just came in to the live tonight, you guys will have to check out the last live. We redid the live since Chapapa came into my panel. I wanted to redo it and just add him in to my panel because I didn't even know he was going to be in the chat tonight. So I was excited that he joined my panel.
I was vibing out. I was vibing. I was smoking, watching it live, and he was like, "Hey, are you still in the chat?" I was like, "Yeah."
I know. I was like, let me put this link in the chat. Come up here, Chapapa. Chapapa. I see Chapapa. I don't know why I say that. I don't even.
You're not the only one. My friend Alex, he's like Chapa Papa.
I know. I like that Chapapa. I'm always saying that. I'm like, oh, it's Chapapa.
Yeah, that's actually one of the. It's actually one of the themes on my intros.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, where it's like Chapa Papa.
Oh, I like that. I really like that. Where did you get that from? That name, by the way.
Funny story. So it's like I got it from an anime, right? And then when I was dating here, here in DR, when somebody says come here, they say Eshpaka. So
What's Eshpaka?
Yeah, like Eshpaka.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So then when it was said to me the first time I heard, I thought she said Chapapa. I was like, wait, you know Chapapa? She was like, no, Eshpaka. So then from that moment on, just like stuck me like, yo, whenever I'm gonna do something, I'm just gonna use that name. So then the start of YouTube channel was just a perfect opportunity. I was like, I want something catchy that just represents me for people who don't know me.
Absolutely. I like it because it's different and nobody else has it. Like it's not even something that is similar to anybody else's channel or the name. So yeah, it is catchy. It's very catchy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do like it. You're welcome.
Got you the hat. Let me know what color between red and navy blue or black.
Tell me again.
Red, navy blue, or black.
What's this for?
For the hat.
Red.
Red. Okay, I got you.
That's my favorite color.
Okay, I got you.
Red. So yeah, I love red.
All right.
I got you. I'll be sporting my Papa hat this weekend, but yeah, you guys look out, and again, subscribe to Chapapa TV, please. That way you will not miss any lives, any good information about travel. And yeah, you will definitely see some content come up this week. So definitely stay tuned. But yes, I'm gonna definitely go ahead and close up this live, guys. I'm gonna go eat, go grub, lay down and just relax. I have an early morning. But shout out to all of you in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the like button on the way out. And if you have any questions for me or also Chapapa, please do not hesitate to send us a message. And yeah, we'll definitely help with whatever you need.
It's been real, yeah. Thanks for watching.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good night, and I will speak to you soon, Chapapa.
Speak to you soon. Buenas noches.
Okay. Ciao.